One of the Upper Cumberland's fiercest rivalries is set to write another chapter tonight. It's Upperman against Livingston. Need we say more? We welcome you into the Couch Team with Highlands Lake Real Estate pregame show here high atop the gymnasium in Livingston. It is a rivalry matchup, and it's a District 7 3A matchup as well. Moments away from tip-off in our girls game between the top-ranked Upperman Lady Bees and the Livingston Academy Lady Wildcats. I'm Noah McKay on the call, joined by one of the greats in Upper Cumberland broadcast history, Craig Cantrell, and the lovely Madison McKay producing things for us. Craig, I said it in the open, Upperman, Livingston, it's a huge rivalry. Doesn't matter the records, doesn't matter the rankings. Always a lot of fun when these two teams face off.
Rivalries are the foundation of high school basketball in the state of Tennessee, and this right here is the cornerstone of it. Upperman, Livingston Academy, whenever people talk about rivalries, they mention that. And these two coaches, they made that a big part of it. These two, you know when they come into your gym, you're going to have a great game, and that's if you can stay with them. That's the thing. If you go to their gym, if you can stay with them, it's a great rivalry, and there's always something fun going to happen each night these two schools get together.
It's a tall test for the Livingston Academy Lady Wildcats on their home floor. 10-10 on the season, 0-1 in what is inarguably the best 3A district in this state right now. The top three teams in the state, all in this district, and the number one ranked team in the state are the Upperman Lady Bees at 16-3, 2-0 in the conference, winners of 11 straight. This is one of Danny McWilliams' best teams, and that's saying something, the run that she's had in Baxter.
It really is, and it is keyed with her defense. Coach McWilliams, she has built the foundation of this program on defense, and that's what she loves to play, and that's what Livingston's going to have to do. They're going to have to score some points to beat Upperman. You can't be in the 40s and beat them, I don't believe. I believe they're going to score 50, so Livingston's going to have to be able to produce points and just find ways to create points against this defense.
When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and all the action. It's Hawkeye against Baxter. Need we say more? Right here on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Overton County Farm Bureau Insurance is proud to serve our community. Christy Key, Nate Neely, and Corey Nard are your local auto, home, and life insurance experts. Whatever your insurance need, they will work to find you the best solution. Visit them at 7486 Bradford Hicks Drive in Livingston or call them at 931-823-1322. Overton County Farm Bureau Insurance has been proud to present Livingston Academy Athletics all year long on UCR for over 5 years.
Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress. Specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers, they're able to pass huge savings onto you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR.
Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer with a huge selection of outdoor power equipment including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookeville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network. Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family. Trusted care, right where life happens.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. Let's get right to the starting lineups in this game. First, the South Willow Auto Clinic starting lineups for the Upperman Lady Bees and her head coach Dana McWilliams in her 32nd season in Baxter. They are 16-3 on the season, 2-0 in District 7 3A. Starting for the Lady Bees tonight, number 11, Sadie South. Number 12, Taylor Delente. Number 22, Gracie Butler. Number 23, Maggie Butler. And number 24, T.T. Carson. Their opponents tonight, the Livingston Academy Lady Wildcats. Let's get to the People's Bank starting lineup for the Wildcats tonight under head coach Leslie Riddle. Not to be outdone, she's only been here since 2001, Craig Cantrell, but the Livingston Academy Lady Wildcats are 10-10 on the season, 0-1 in District 7 3A. Starting tonight for them, number 2, Cora Copeland. Number 3, Allie Reams. Number 10, Emma Poston. And number 12, Reese Collins. And number 23, Mila Daly. These two coaches have faced off 69 times. The 70th meeting tonight, Dana McWilliams leads the series 41-28, but it's Livingston Academy, winners of 3 of their last 4 against the Lady Bees. They ended Upperman's season in the Region 4 3A semifinals a year ago. Excitement in the air, Craig. We were talking gym getting full, a good sight to see. It's going to be a rowdy one tonight in Hogeye Country.
It's always fun, and this gym kind of holds the noise. It's kind of like down in Baxter. The gyms are unique. You don't see too many unique gyms anymore. It's almost cookie cutter the way it's become. But you go into here, you go into Baxter, you see that home court advantage truly, and it is always one, especially the student section right underneath the goal going into the first half. That's where Upperman's going to be facing that student section going into it here tonight.
3 games live across the network tonight. We'll tell you about them, but first, Livingston, their home white uniforms, white shorts, blue numbers and letters. Upperman in their road gray uniforms, gray shorts, gold numbers on the front and the back with black lettered Baxter across the front. Cora Copeland against Gracie Butler in the circle. Let's get it on in Hogeye Country. Lady Bees possess the opening tip. They'll work it over for T.T. Carson left side. Now she sends it to Sadie South. Back to Carson. Upperman winners of 11 straight. Livingston 3 of their last 4. Handoff back to Sadie South. Livingston already switching up the defenses as these two coaches will do in the zone as Butler sends over right side Carson. T.T. Carson off of Maggie screen back to South. Swings it over to Maggie Butler. Butler back to Carson. Now left side Delente. Delente dribble kick back to Carson. Now swings it over to Gracie Butler. Craig, tonight Livingston wants to turn this thing into a rock fight as Gracie Butler lines up and rings home. Asanya Brown with American Way Real Estate 3.
Well, they've actually went man-to-man as Livingston. They were kind of really sagging off inside to help on the post with those cuts, those back cuts Upperman likes to get. But that 3 is going to be deadly out there if they can get open looks.
Reams has it, sends it back to Collins. Upperman, a very good three-point shooting team this season. All 5 girls on the floor can shoot the 3. Outside, here's Reese Collins, the sophomore. She's a really, really good point guard. Posted on the drive, reverses back to Daly. Daly picked up by Butler as Upperman also starts in the man-to-man. She'll send it over to Reams. Reams reverses back out to Collins, who checks back towards Leslie Riddle with a new call. Great energy in the gym tonight.
It just feels like a big game, doesn't it?
Reams picks up her dribble. South picks her up. Now back to Daly. She works it over to Collins. Collins off a screen. She'll line up the 3. Can't hit wide left. Daly for the offensive rebound. Tries to turn. Knocked away. Loose basketball. It's grabbed away by Reams and reverses out to Poston. Second chance on this possession as Poston gives to Collins. Collins with a head of steam. Slams the brakes. Defender flies past, but the lay won't go. Rebound punched around. And here comes Upperman.
Livingston had a couple of chances at it. If they can get on the offensive boards and give themselves multiple chances, they can really hang with the Upperman Bees.
Michael Dodgen, before that matchup last Friday, talked about how good Upperman is on the boards and a point of emphasis for opponents as Carson gives back to Gracie Butler. Gracie one-on-one with Daly. Drives inside the Amtrak, is fouled with a push. And it'll be a baseline inbound. First foul of the game, going to go on 23, Mila Daly.
And you talk about rebounding. That's one that they can't afford to get in foul trouble because the last 3 or 4 games, Mila Daly has just been a force on the board, so she needs to stay out there for Coach Riddle. Inbound goes to Carson. She works it to Maggie Butler. Now over to Gracie left side.
Gracie fires into the cutting Delenti, who's free for the lay, and Upperman with a fast start on the road, 5-0.
That's what I talked about. You got to help inside because they set those picks away from the ball so well and get wide open just like they did right there.
Daly has it at the top of the circle here for Livingston Academy. She'll send it into Cora Copeland. The very experienced Copeland drives into Maggie Butler, who's turned into one of the best post defenders in this entire state, not just the district, as Poston has it. Works off a Copeland screen inside, swiped. Now able to gather again, fires it to the cutting Reams behind the back lay. Tough shot for Allie Reams, and Hawkeyes on the board.
She's coming off what could be her career high. I didn't get to Coach Riddle in time to ask her, but she had 17 in her last game and played really well for Livingston.
Upperman breaks the press as now T.T. Carson sends to Sadie South. The sharpshooter drives into the mid-range, pulls up, can't hit. Rebound down to Reams. Livingston basketball. 5 minutes to play in the first quarter as Gracie Butler punches that one out of play.
That's kind of a trademark of Upperman, and they'll stay back. They'll keep that one back and just kind of pester you in the backcourt, and that's what they love to do.
Daly to inbound next to her bench. She'll fire it into the front court. Certain grab by Emma Poston. Poston tries to drive on Delenti. She kicks to an open Cora Copeland. Her threes, high archer, won't go. Rebound down Reams. Second chance good. 4 early ones for Allie Reams, and a quick 4-0 burst makes it 5-4. Here's T.T. Carson just going up all the way down the floor, and she went out of bounds. Sealed off by Mila Daly, and another Dana McWilliams special. The quick cash pawn timeout on the floor. 30 seconds to talk about things. 5-0 for Upperman, now 5-4 as the chess match begins.
Well, everybody on the Livingston side held their breath a little bit, though. A little bump over there by Mila Daly. Could have been called. They let them play. And I think in a game like this, they'll let them play a little bit more. It gets a little more physical. As long as you keep it clean and keep the hands inside, I think you'll be all right playing that physical basketball.
3 broadcast games tonight over on UCR2. A big one in District 7 Single A rivalry. Pickett County, Clay County. Tim Scruggs, Colin Castleberry have the call. Over on UCR3, it's Tyler Turner and Randy Wallace in a District 6 4A matchup in McMinnville. Warren County hosting Cookeville. Girls game probably going to be ugly. Boys game could be very interesting over on UCR3 later. Kind of the inverse of what we have tonight here in this gym.
That's true.
Pass ahead. That one tipped by Delenti. Reams bobbles, now gathers. Reams able to send it ahead to Mila Daly. Daly sends it over left side. Now Reams fires it into the corner. Little jab step. Now a baseline drive. Poston is fouled. Taylor Delenti with the hack. It'll be her first. And Emma Poston will try to give Livingston Academy their first lead of the game as she goes to the Twin Lakes Tractor free throw line.
If Delenti just slides maybe a half step lower, that takes away that baseline. That'll make that drive much harder for Emma Poston.
First one for Poston. Rattles home is good. The first non-Allie Reams Lady Wildcat to score in this game, and it's a 5-0 run for Livingston Academy. This is always a throw the records out the window sort of rivalry. You're seeing that already as it's now 6-5. Quickly ahead, though, here's Upperman. Maggie Butler off the feed, too strong. Rebound down. It's still loose and a foul. See who they get this one. Both Butler twins were in there going after the basketball. I still couldn't see who it was. It goes on Gracie Butler. That'll be her first, team second. 4:18 to go in the first, and it's the Lady Bees trailing here on the road. They're into their full court presses. Poston has it, working away from a trap, fires a dangerous feed. It's grabbed by Daly. Now numbers as Daly works it over left side for Reese Collins. Back to Emma Poston. Poston surveys the floor as we head to the midway point of quarter number 1 here at Livingston. Upperman has not gone into their 2-3 yet. They played a lot more man-to-man defense this year. As Collins drives, now steps through, puts the shot up. What a move by Reese Collins. The run continues, an 8-0 run, but a foul on the trap. Going to be called on Livingston Academy. See if they get Collins on this one. No, to go on Poston. Her first, team second.
Nobody quicker than Reese Collins. I mean, she's got speed to burn, and just the aggressiveness that she plays with, plays much older than her sophomore years.
Talked about that speed. Cassie Crouch to the table, a speedy sophomore as well for the Lady Bees. The sixth man now is her and T.T. Carson have flipped roles ever since the Greenville tournament. As that one's knocked out of play, and it'll stay on this end. The presenting sponsors tonight, Livingston Academy is presenting sponsors, the Overton County Farm Bureau. Upperman basketball is presented by Gentry's Power Equipment. Sadie South, wide open. Livingston doesn't want that. South reigns home. The Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3.
And that's just quick ball movement. They saw that the defender had kind of stayed away to help and just got her wide open.
Pass ahead, now 8-8. The run ends for now for Livingston Academy as they had scored 8 straight. Couple of Lady Wildcats at the table as Reese Collins has it in the front court. Upperman does drop into their 2-3 zone. Left side, Reams. Now back out. Reams left side again. Activates with the right hand dribble, fires it over to Collins. She thought about the three, instead gives to Daly, who will trigger the three. Can't hit, rebound down, Maggie Butler has it.
Now that 2-3, you can get some looks at threes. You just got to find the gaps and move the ball very quickly to get those open looks.
Gracie Butler sends left side to Lenti. She'll swing it over to South. Now left side, Gracie. Gracie drives in, spins on Daly, throws the shot up high off the glass, won't go. Rebound down to Copeland. Livingston basketball in an 8-8 first quarter. Pass ahead, here's Emma Poston. Poston picks up her dribble, tries to get it, and does to Collins. Now Daly works it over to a wide open alley. Reams lines up the three, can't hit. Thought it may have hit the top of the backboard. They say it didn't. Another rebound for Maggie Butler, who's rapidly averaging a double-double. Another double-double against Cumberland County. Sadie South sends it over to Taylor Delenti. Now back Gracie Butler, lines up another three. Doesn't take many. Her second of this quarter is no good, but Delenti just steals it away from Cora Copeland, who fell asleep at the wheel a little bit.
Yeah, that's just heads up there, just seeing that she had a chance to get her hands on the ball. You knock it out of there, and good things happen.
Taylor Delenti has it. She'll get back to the point guard, Cassie Crouch. Crouch gives to South, now left side Gracie. Now Delenti, left wing. She'll line up the three. The senior can't hit. Rebound down Collins, and now here comes the speed of Reese Collins, trying to weave through traffic, forced back on the wing. Now bounces out to Allie Reams. Works it over to Daly. Minute 40 to go in the first quarter, 8-8. Left side Poston. Knocked out of her hands by Gracie Butler. It'll stay on this end. Carson back in for the Lady Bees. Bella Harris and Chloe Jenkins in for Livingston Academy.
You know, you can play a zone and you can play a Upperman zone. The Upperman zone is very aggressive. They still have man-to-man tendencies when they're in that zone. They get out, they challenge everything out of that zone.
I always say it looks like a 2-3, but it doesn't feel like a 2-3 when you play against it. Right side, here's Poston. And it's been really, really good this year. It won in that tournament out in Greenville. They could not handle that zone defense.
People don't see it much anymore. You don't see the 2-3 a whole lot.
Daly bounces it over to Jenkins, fresh off the bench, and it popped out. Got her own rebound, another putback. A lot of contact, and finally they'll call the foul. Chloe Jenkins will go to the line to shoot two. Going to get Maggie Butler on her first personal. Team's third, 1:11 to go in the first, and if you're a Livingston fan, this is a great start against the consensus number one ranked team in the state. The BCAT poll, Tennessee Sports Writers Association, and others, the number one ranked team.
You know, Chloe Jenkins hasn't played for a long time for Livingston Academy. She's been out about a month, so it's great to see her back. Been bothered with a knee, just a whole lot of pain in one of her knees. She's back and just shows what she can do on the offensive boards.
And she goes 2 for 2. Livingston back in front by a pair, 1:10 to go in the first quarter. Here's Crouch against the press. She'll send it back over to Delenti. Delenti running out of time on that 10-second clock. Gets it ahead to Carson, now Maggie Butler. 1 minute to play in the first. South has it right wing side. Now she'll get back to Crouch.
Love the way they run their offense. They'll pass away and then pick where the ball came from, and that gets people open so many times.
Delenti bobbles and now gathers. And it looks like they may hold for the final shot here with 35 seconds to go in the frame.
I've seen Coach McWilliams hold it for half a quarter, hadn't you?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
She'll tell you, they're looking not necessarily to stall, but it's got to be a perfect shot. South throws it over the top of the head of Maggie Butler, tries to run it down, and does somehow. Now Delenti has it, still 19 seconds. T.T. Carson, shot fake, drive, lay, good. T.T. Carson with the lay.
That's just not quitting on that loose ball, though. You could have given up and just seen it go out of bounds.
Reese Collins, 7 on the clock, triggers the three. No Carson with a rebound. 5 seconds for Carson as she pokes it ahead to herself, and a foul. Which is not the worst thing for Livingston in that spot. With 1.9 seconds to go, a backcourt inbound coming. They're going to get this one on Bella Harris.
Yeah, that's not too bad because now you can set up and play defense. That scramble play, you never know. You might get one like Stone did against Livingston. They hit one from a step inside the half-court line.
See if they pick up Gracie Butler. Harris will step towards her. Butler, 1 second, going to pull up from half court. Well defended. And a back and forth first quarter in the books. Livingston 10, Upperman 10. Coverage is presented by the Overton County Farm Bureau and Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, Realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Coming to you live from the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. I'm Noah McKay. That's the great Craig Cantrell. Livingston Academy basketball, we're all tied up at 10 after the first quarter, which is exactly what Livingston wanted tonight. A 4-quarter fight. They got it through 1.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. Just keep it close until the end.
Reese Collins fires a pass that was tipped but grabbed by Harris. Harris spins away as Upperman looks like they're going back into the man-to-man defense. Collins has it outside. Working on TT Carson to the left wing. Now fires it back out. Copeland. Jenkins trying to post up inside. Now abandons the paint to avoid a 3 seconds. Back out Reese Collins.
Carson's doing a good job playing up above the screen. Collins tries to go get that screen. Carson just goes over the top of it.
Allie Ream started the scoring with 4 straight for Livingston Academy. As a drive for Copeland swiped out of her hands by Delenti. Big collision. Here's Gracie Butler weaving through traffic. Looking at 3-lady Wildcats. She gives to Carson, who drives inside. Puts the shot up, blocked. Jenkins with the block. Carson saved it in right to Reese Collins. Here comes Hawkeye. Collins, like a freight train, blocked. Ooh, and a foul is called.
Reese will put the pressure on the defense as quick as it comes out off the rim or she gets it in her hands. She is gone, and she just loves to run, and that's what she did right there.
And that's a big call. It's the second on Gracie Butler. That was a interesting call, as Collins' first free throw is no good.
Had a lot of ball.
Certainly looked like it, but we're far away. We're in the skybox, as the next one is good. Collins splits them, and Livingston goes back in front by a point. Plus some score updates on the SK Creation scoreboard after this. A turnover forced by Jenkins. She got a hand on that pass, and the press works really for the first time for Livingston tonight.
Well, Chloe Jenkins has been an impact in her first game back in a while. She's got a couple of points. She's got some offensive rebounds and now forces this turnover.
And it took one possession. Upperman switches back into their zone. Pass into the mid-range. Harris tries to drive inside. Double team. Fires it back. Intercepted by Gracie Butler, and now it's a foot race. Butler, coast to coast with the lay is good. The Johnson University signee gives the Lady Bees a lead again at 12-11.
Pretty good, just keeping her eyes on the rim and avoiding Reese Collins coming right underneath her.
Dangerous pass intercepted by Carson. She drives again, blocked by Jenkins. Delenti tried to save it and can't. And you're exactly right, Craig. Chloe Jenkins has come in and really disrupted things in the paint defensively for Livingston.
Yeah, she, like I said, she's missed a lot, so she's ready to get back out there as a senior and just wanting to. You always want to play in this Upperman game.
Jenkins has it. Now back and forth. Upperman ratcheting up their press. Pass ahead, nicely done to Reese Collins. Collins in the mid-range, tries to spin on Carson, now picked up by Butler. Has it bobbled a couple of times. That's going to be a jump ball, and the arrow belongs to the Lady Bees from Baxter.
Pretty good against that press. They went 2-2-1. They've been a lot more of a 1-2-1-1, but that 2-2-1, you got to be patient and get that one where they get a little wider in the middle. You can get the ball into the middle of the floor.
I don't think either team realized what the call was. It was a jump. Lady B basketball as Carson gives ahead to Delenti. Now numbers if she hurries. Taylor Delenti kicks over to an open Sadie South. The sharpshooter can't hit her second. Rebound loose. Maggie Butler has another. Butler to South. South back to Gracie Butler. Maggie wants it in the corner. Carson was looking back towards her coach. Carson drives past Collins, fires a pass tipped out of play by Reams. 12-11, 5:49 to go in the half. Emma Poston checking in for Reese Collins.
We talked about Livingston having a good night on the offensive boards. Upperman's rebounding the basketball very well. They're getting a lot of second chances at the basket.
Myla Daly checks in. Chloe Jenkins now getting back into game shape is a whole other issue. She's been working hard, but you can tell she's feeling it a little bit out there. Carson to inbound, surveys, fires it into Gracie Butler. Drives and kicks to Maggie, now over to South. Back to Maggie. South again, reverses it left wing for Carson. Carson tosses it to Gracie Butler. Gracie underhand flips to Delenti. Now fires in, dangerous pass, tipped, but a foul. Don't like that one either. I'm gonna call Myla Daly for one, and that is her second. So each team has somebody with 2 fouls.
Yeah, that looked like she had a little more inside position than the offensive player trying to go get the ball, but the offside official made the call.
Yeah, an official, really, that's the furthest official away from the play calls that. South gives over to Gracie Butler. Now Delenti over to South, into Gracie. Gracie drives, fouled on the floor. That's another weird one. But I think it's going to be Daly. And you're right, Craig. That is a huge one. It's the third on Mila Daly. You talked about needing not for her to get into foul trouble. And Leslie Riddle going to call timeout on the floor, a quick cash pawn timeout. And it'll be a full 60-second timeout, so we will step aside. 5:21 to go in the half. Coverage presented by Gentry's Power Equipment and the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Legacy House is right here in the heart of Smithville. It's more than a boutique, it's a family story woven into every thread. I'm Amy Allen, and I started this place with my 3 beautiful daughters. We offer timeless pieces that feel both classic and bold. From rich textured clothing to one-of-a-kind accessories. This shop has a perfect mix of heritage with a modern edge. So come on down, you'll find more than just fashion. You'll find a place where legacy and style meet.
Located at 104 West Walnut Street in Smithville, stop by and see their selection Tuesday through Saturday. Legacy House is proud to be an all-inclusive sponsor of UCR.
On the SK Creation scoreboard, Cookeville leads Warren County 13-8 after 1. Clay County trails Pickett County 17-12 after 1. Only 3 combined points scored so far in this quarter. Lady Bees lead 12-11 here in another 7-3A matchup tonight. The other district matchup sees Cumberland County and White County face off. Delenti going to inbound to South. That is a huge boys game in Sparta tonight. Delenti drives inside, reverses back to Gracie Butler. Butler surveys, now sends over to Carson.
I think Livingston with a little zone here, a little matchup 1-2-2.
Gracie Butler gives back to Taylor Delenti, now to Sadie South. Carson has it. Yeah, Leslie Riddle called that timeout and deployed the new defense. South back to Gracie Butler. Over to Carson. Gracie, left side South. Into the free throw line, Delenti. She'll drive inside on Copeland, throws it up in the foul. They'll get Cora Copeland for her first. And Taylor Delenti goes to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2.
Upperman's going to attack the rim. You got to be ready for that. And then when they get there, they're going to put the ball up toward the basket and try to draw a foul. And that's what she did right there. And she drew one from Cora and gets a chance to go to the line.
The senior Taylor Delenti misses the first free throw, and it has been feast or famine at the line for the Lady Bees this season. Some games they can't miss. Some games they can't hit at the line. There's been no rhyme or reason to it at all.
And as a coach, that's one of the most frustrating things because that's something you can't do anything about. That's all on the player shooting the free throw.
It's actually strange that, and sometimes they go through stretches where they can't hit a layup to save their lives, and yet they won 11 straight against maybe the toughest schedule in 3A basketball. They've beaten 9 ranked teams currently from across the country. Pass, that one tipped by Delenti. Again, the pressure ratchets up, trying to clear out. Poston going to have to go. She'll fire it ahead to Reams. Now numbers. Reams sends it over to Copeland. Copeland with a drive. Big collision. No call. Ball loose on the hardwood. We'll have a tie up, and the arrow belongs to Livingston.
They beat the press, and then they got the numbers, but Upperman, they recover so quickly. They get to the ball, and they make you make that extra pass, and then there's always somebody there to challenge it. Just great recovery out of that press.
Inbound to Copeland. She one dribble, kicks out Poston, lines up the 3. Can't hit. Little short rebound down. Poston, second chance. Another offensive rebound for Livingston. Reams has it. She'll work it over to Poston again. Now Reese Collins. Upperman in their zone. Collins back into the corner. Throws it over everybody's head to Poston. The Bryan College signee, Emma Poston, works it over right side. 4:09 to go in the half. Mentioned Johnson University. Gracie Butler signed with him. Their head coach, Brian Lahan, tuning in as he usually does. Poston lines up the 3. It was blocked by Carson. Board down to Delenti, and here comes Crouch with a head of steam. Crouch into the half court, sends it over to Carson. Lady B sideline, frustrated seeing things. South, deep 3. She's got unlimited range, and Sadie South hits her second Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3.
That was deep. She was NBA range for that one.
In district play, Sadie South has not scored more than 5 points yet. That changes tonight as that shot hits off the rim and out of play. And this is an important 3:33. Upperman now out in front by 5, trying to separate. Livingston wants to keep this thing tight throughout.
And they're going back to their pressure. They've had good success with this press.
Crouch weaves ahead, now sends it over to Maggie Butler. You just saw while Cassie Crouch is in this game right now. Crouch has it now. from the volleyball line, drives and kicks to T.T. Carson. Back to Crouch, over to South. Maggie Butler lines up another three. No good, rebound down. Carson has it for the Lady Bees, gives back to Delenti. Jenkins there back in, skip pass to South. From the secondary logo, no, rebound down. Reams, it was knocked out of her hands by her teammate, and it'll stay on this end with the Lady Bees.
Well, T.T. Carson did such a good job there. Allie Reams had her boxed out, but just the instinct to know where the ball's going, she's able to get to it and get a second chance here for the Lady Bees.
Delenti to inbound from the baseline here, 16-11 our score. Delenti fires a dangerous one, tipped by Collins. She couldn't save it in, though, and it stays with Upperman.
Yeah, just those quick hands, but too close to the sideline. Down here, I was watching, you don't want to get too deep in that corner. If you get on the upper man, get too deep in that corner, let them get that trap. Boy, it's so hard to come out of that.
Something that strikes me, we've seen it, you can't have a lazy pass against these two defenses. They're going to come in and make a steal or at least deflect it. Delenti inbounds to Crouch. She splits the trap, kicks over to Maggie, now back to Delenti. Now Carson has it. Left side Crouch. Back to Carson. Now Delenti works it over Maggie. South again, top of the circle from the volleyball line to Crouch, now to Carson. Ball movement everywhere. Head fake Delenti, what a move, but a block. Second block already for Chloe Jenkins in her return. Ahead comes Poston. Livingston trying to cut it back to a one-score game. Poston works it right side for Collins.
Upperman's did such a good job of not giving up any transition points. I don't think Livingston's had one off a break yet, and that just makes it so difficult to have to set up every time.
Jenkins, turnaround shot in the mid-range, hits. Chloe Jenkins cuts it back to a three-point game. Now Crouch double team, gets it ahead to South against the press, left side for T.T. Carson. Carson drives, Euro, shot blocked again. Cora Copeland with the block. The bigs for Livingston disrupting things offensively for the Lady Bees. Here comes Collins, skips it over left side for Poston. Back to Reams. Reams on the drive, dumps it off Jenkins, ricochets out of play, and it'll stay on this end with Livingston Academy.
Lady Wildcats on a little run right here, and they're doing it by attacking the rim and then making people step out. And once that zone is spread out, they found the open people in the middle of it. Jenkins is still just playing a great game for the Lady Wildcats.
Another one of the sophomore guards, Bella Fye, into the game for the Lady Bees. And a breakdown defensively. Cora Copeland wide open for two.
That's exactly what it was. They just left her, thought they had help inside. It wasn't there, and Copeland's wide open.
A 4-0 burst again for Livingston Academy. Carson brings it up, works it over left side to Fye. Now Delenti and a foul. Hustle play for Reese Collins, and Leslie Riddle says that's okay. It'll send Bella Harris to the table alongside Gracie Butler. And Collins will sit right on the end of the bench. Carson checks out for the Lady Bees. Fye will run the point now with Crouch and Carson out of the game. Sends it over to Sadie South. Left side Butler, now Delenti. Over to South. Into Gracie. Reverses Fye. Over to South. Look at the ball movement. Delenti lines up the three. That one won't go. Rebound down. Another board for Livingston. This is Bella Harris. Harris into the front court. Left side for Jenkins. Harris again. Livingston looking to take a lead. 1:14 to go in the half. Now Reams.
They flashed that same play in the middle, but Upperman took it away that time. Only took them once to see it, and they've already matched up on it. Dangerous pass.
Another dangerous pass. It ricochets twice. It should be Lady B ball, and it is. It ricocheted off Butler and then Reams.
Tried to throw it too long. That's a long way to throw it from over there near the out-of-bounds line all the way across the floor, especially diagonally, and that gives you an easy chance at a layup if they get control of that.
Inbound here as they send it left side. Gracie Butler under a minute to go in the first half. Handoff Gracie, weaving through traffic. Gracie Butler puts the shot up, disrupted again by Poston. Rebound is loose. Collins has it. Here comes Livingston Academy again. Nothing doing inside for the Lady Bees. Collins has it poked from behind. It ends up with Emma Poston. Dogfight feel tonight.
It is. Livingston may want the last shot of the half.
That's likely a good decision. Upperman going to try and trap. They'll send it over left side to Reams. Now Copeland. Back to Reams. Got to be careful with these passes. 20 seconds to go. Collins back to Reams. Sends it over. Here's Jenkins. Jenkins into a cutting Reams. Weaves through traffic and a foul.
Allie Reams come to play tonight. She's doing a lot of good things, aggressive things for the Lady Wildcats.
Second on Maggie Butler. So both Butler twins have two for the Lady Bees. And 2 free throws upcoming for Allie Reams. And exactly what Livingston wanted to do. get into the mud a little bit, turn it into an ugly sort of basketball game as Reams ties us up at 16. 5 points already for Allie Reams.
Well, the longer you stay, the more the confidence grows, and that's what they're trying to do.
And it has been a familiar refrain for Upperman, really. I talked about it earlier. Fourth quarters are when they've blown teams out. They were down in the third quarter against Cumberland County on Friday night, down by 7 in the fourth quarter to White County as Reams' next one no good. Butler with the rebound. We're tied up. Lady B's looking for a buzzer beater. Here comes Cassie Crouch. Works it over to South. Went right through her hands, out of play. An opportunity for Livingston to take a lead into the locker room.
And a chance for a 2-for here, actually a 3-for-1 for Livingston. If they can score here, they get the ball to start the second half. Oh, I'm sorry, it goes to Upperman. They'll change the direction so they don't have that.
Big possession, 4.4 seconds. Collins fires a football feed, grabbed by Poston, slams the brakes, chucks the three. It doesn't go. And we got a dogfight after 2 here in Livingston. It's Livingston Academy 16, Upperman 16. We'll be joined by Bobby McWilliams on the Happy Hiller halftime show on the other side. This is high school basketball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment, the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this home with a great location just off Highway 111 on the south side of Cookeville. This home has just over 2,000 square feet, a 2-car garage, and beautiful hardwood flooring throughout. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Aminette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how our friends at Hiller can help solve your plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical problems today. It's happyhiller.com. At the break here in Livingston, all tied up 16-16. Part 1 of our doubleheader, the boys game to follow between the Bees and the Wildcats. We're joined by Upperman head coach Bobby McWilliams. Coach, you're now finally into the rhythm, so to speak. Tuesday, Friday, District 7 3A games. State of the Union right now, how are you feeling about where this basketball team is at?
I think we're getting better, honestly. We had a really good stretch there through Christmas where we played pretty well. We took, 6, 7, 8 days off, somewhere in there. But I think we're okay right now where we're at. But we can't stay here. We've got to keep getting better. I like what we can do. It feels like we're getting better in practice. If we can get that to translate to the games, then I'll be tickled. But like I said, we're going to have to come in and work every day. We're going to have to improve.
maybe it is a compliment, and it certainly is to your team when another team just decides to take the air out of the basketball to really slow it down. That happened on Tuesday night. Really wasn't Cumberland County's typical game, but they did that. What do you have to do in moments like that when a team just decides to hold the ball a little bit and pass it around and not trying to run with you, and it creates kind of a tighter environment in a weird sort of game?
Sure, it does. We're used to it. It's happened more than once over the especially last 2 seasons. I've said before that we kind of pride ourselves on being able to play multiple ways. And you have to make sure you don't lose your composure, get frustrated, and try to do things you don't normally do, which is what we were able to do the other night. I don't know. It was a 7, 8, 10-point game most of the time in the second half, and in a game that slow, as far as methodical as they were, an 8, 10-point leads like 18-20.
Right.
To give them credit, I thought they did a good job and got themselves ready, and try to hang around the game and give themselves a chance to win at the end of the game. And that's what all of us as coaches have to do. But I was really proud of my guys, and I told them in the locker room that winning those kind of games is probably not as fun to watch if you're watching on UCR. But
or to call if you're getting screamed air ball in the back of your head and all that
yeah,
sort of stuff.
Yeah, but it's but to win that game, win by double figures, that's like you can almost double whatever that total was, as far as the differential in the points, because the points are so hard to come by. If they wasn't, then it wouldn't have been that slow. So, but gave my guys a lot of credit. We grew up a lot and didn't panic and just kept playing, and was really proud of them. We had a chance, we had a couple chances on our own that we made some mistakes on the offensive end that could have taken it from 8, 10, 11 to 18. But anyway, we got to learn, and we're going to keep seeing stuff like that, and it's pretty much right now everything that that you can imagine has been thrown at us has, and that's why we play the schedule we play. We want to see what's going on going forward, so no surprises, and hopefully that'll prepare us for later on down the road.
And last one for you. This is an interesting game in that historically this is maybe your biggest rival in Livingston Academy, but they are a winless team. How do you approach that with the kind of professionalism that it takes to know you still got to come and play on the road and handle business in a game to which if you sleep against Livingston, it kind of flies in the face of all of us who have been around here for a long, long time?
Yeah, I don't think that'll be the case. There's been too much history here with the teams. I brought some really good teams in here. Then we brought some teams in here that maybe we were lacking a little bit during those years. But and it seems like every time it's been for the most part it's been a pretty good game with them. But it's a kind of a rivalry game, so you didn't expect anything. We're definitely going to get their best effort. We know that. So if we're not ready to play from the start of the game, it's our own fault, coaches and players alike.
The Bees get the Wildcats coming up next after the conclusion of this game. That's Bobby McWilliams. Coach, thanks for taking the time as always.
Thank you.
Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland?
Visit Fire and Vine in Cookville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors, family owned and operated for over 5 decades. The South Willow Auto Clinic service all makes and models. Stop in at 640 South Willow Avenue for all your auto repair needs. Noah McKay, joined by the great Craig Cantrell. And Craig, if you're Leslie Riddle, Buddy Sells, and this coaching staff, you're going to be really pleased with how that first half went. 16-16 between Upperman and Livingston.
Oh, got to be tickled right now. You're right there with the number 1 ranked team in the state of Tennessee, and you've kind of got a little bit of momentum. You scored the last, 5 points or 4 points to tie it up at 16, and you've got everything going your direction. Now, you kind of talked about it, though. The second half has been the strength of Upperman. Livingston needs to continue to play defense the way that they're doing. I talked about needing 40 to score. You might win it with 30 the way this is going here tonight.
It feels like what it always does, a very tight game between Livingston and Upperman. 2 quarters to decide a winner will be Lady B basketball as they work right to left on your screen. Livingston will work left to right. They had a brief technical difficulty over on UCR2, but they're back live now in Salina. And got back up pretty quickly, and Upperman will inbound here. And we'll get back to action. We're in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. Coverage presented by the Overton County Farm Bureau and Gentry's Power Equipment. Gracie Butler has it, looks at a trap, needs some help, fires it over to T.T. Carson, ahead to Delenti. Delenti into Maggie Butler, touches it out to South, back to Taylor Delenti. Left side, T.T. Carson. The zone has really created problems, and they keep mixing in their man out of it and really just bailing back and forth between the two.
And what the zone does, it kind of makes everybody a little more patient whether they want to be or not. Both teams taking 30, 40 seconds per possession.
And there it is. An impatient pass leads to a turnover. Chloe Jenkins got a hand on it. And now Livingston Academy with a chance to regain a lead.
Good job by Poston right there as Maggie Butler had a chance to get that steal, but Poston strong hands.
Pass into Reese Collins. She fires it to Copeland. Copeland tries to go. Maggie Butler knocks it away. It's loose. Ends up with Collins. Second chance for Livingston Academy. Collins surveys the floor as Carson picks her up. She'll set it left side for Emma Poston. Poston works, and this is Livingston's sort of game. They have to keep it relatively low scoring. Not a lot of high-volume shooters on this team or high-volume scorers. As Chloe Jenkins starts to drive on Gracie Butler, gets to the opposite block, reverses out to Poston. Poston bodies up Delenti a couple of times, spins inside, left-hand lay, won't go. Maggie Butler on the rebound.
That was a pretty move. She got her pinned right on the back where she wanted her to be, but just couldn't hit that left-hander.
Now Sadie South with a drive. Finger roll good. Sadie South up to 8 points, leading all scorers.
Saw Jenkins going for the block to the left hand, took it to the right, and banked it home.
Upperman has outscored opponents in the fourth quarter 30-8 the past 2 games. Those 2 opponents, White County and Cumberland County, no slouches in there.
2 very good teams.
So I'm saying Livingston needs a lead going into the fourth quarter as Emma Poston starts to drive. Now reverses that pass was tipped. They outscored Daniel Boone by 17 in the fourth quarter. They outscored Bearden by nearly that same amount.
So you're saying they finished strong?
They certainly have done that in this 11-game win streak. Reams with it, had a great first half for Livingston Academy. She sends it over to Reese Collins. Collins off a screen. Starts to drive, gets inside, now spins it back out. What a move. Cora Copeland has it. Works it left side, now back to Collins. Eyes up for Reese Collins, works off a screen, picks up. Pivots a couple of times, needs an outlet. T.T. Carson harassing. Back to Reams. No shot clock, they're not putting it in tonight. Reams drives, shot, foul. Maggie Butler into the body, and that is a big one. It's the 3rd on Maggie Butler. Mila Daly also has 3. Haven't seen her in a while. And Allie Reams, who's 1 for 2, returns to the line to shoot 2 more.
And Reams in attack mode tonight. When she gets it with just a little bit of an advantage, she's going to the rim and she's drawing fouls.
First free throw, though, off the front of the iron, no good. Tomorrow, 4:30, Pickett County girls against Webb at a Bell Buckle. And I will be in Cookeville. Tennessee Tech welcomes in Morehead State. 0 for 2, a break for the Lady Bees. As Reams misses them both. Now Carson bounces it over to Sadie South. A low pass, she resets it back to Gracie Butler. Gracie on the drive, kicks to Delenti. Delenti steps back from the wing. South reverts it over for Carson. The drive for T.T. Carson and a foul for a push. Reese Collins just lost positioning a little bit. It'll be her second, team's first.
Probably not a bad foul there, though, because you're either going to get a layup or draw a foul probably going with that drive, so you pick it up there on the floor and get a chance to reset the defense.
And a breakdown on the other side as Maggie Butler gets free for the easy lay, the assist by Taylor Delente. First points tonight for Maggie Butler.
Just kind of parted right at the rim, didn't it?
I guess first point isn't as big of a deal when you've only scored 20. But it's a long time without scoring for Maggie Butler. Now an errant pass stolen away by South. Foot race. Sadie South into the front court. 2 more. Watch out. Upperman putting a run together. They're in front by 6. Another tip pass. Reese Collins gathers.
Yeah, this defense turning it up right now for the Lady Bees.
Collins works around Carson into the zone, reversal out, and a timeout call by Leslie Riddle. Think sensing what we're sensing. The momentum swinging to the road team the past couple of minutes.
Yeah, it just kind of slow it down right here is what she's wanting to do. This Upperman defense, we talked about the patience. You've got to keep that patience. You can't let them speed you up when they get a little more aggressive. You still got to play just that solid. And the last possession, Livingston took a lot of time off the clock. They got the free throw line, didn't capitalize, but that's what you want to do. You want to take a minute each possession if you can. And like you talked about getting the mud, kind of shorten the game.
It's a quick cash bond time out on the floor. Tell you about our friends at Thompson Machinery and the Cat Rental Store. Thompson Machinery and the Cat Rental Store, your one-stop shop for all your dirt machinery and aerial equipment needs. Located at their new facility, it is a beautiful place at 4314 Academy Road in Cookeville. They're a Caterpillar dealer who rent, sell, service, and provide parts. For rental needs, call Lane at 931-267-6380. And to buy, call Lucas at 931-979-5050. An opportunity to plug Tuesday night, Mammoth one. High school basketball game of the week. How about that girls matchup? Upperman Stone Memorial.
That's going to be fun.
In Crossville. Baseline inbound coming here for Reese Collins. She'll bounce it into Jenkins. Jenkins turns on Carson. Help arrives. Jenkins reverses out to Collins.
Really good job by Upperman there. Maggie Butler just coming. They knew that Jenkins likes to go inside. Butler was right there waiting on that with that double team.
Left wing, here's Ring. She fires a fastball to Poston. Battle going on between Copeland and Butler. Maggie Butler out there with 3 fouls. Livingston would love to get her out of the game. Pass tipped a couple of times, and it's a turnover. Carson comes away for the Lady Bees. Carson slows up into the half court, reverses floor. Sadie South in rhythm. 4-3, nothing but net. Another Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. It is her 3rd of the night, and Upperman has its largest lead in front by 9.
7 points in the quarter South. She's just feeling it out there.
Here's Reams, gives to Collins. This is a big possession for Livingston Academy, Craig.
It is. It just feels like that Upperman's kind of pulling away right now.
A 9-0 run. Ooh, and they will get a foul on Gracie Butler. She was not happy with it. It'll be her 3rd. There have been both ways tonight, Craig. In a game with teams of this caliber, let's just play basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Let them decide it.
Exactly right. Baseline inbound, caught by Copeland. 1 dribble, throws the shot up, no rebound down. It's loose. Daly back out there. Now tries to toss it to her teammate. Maggie Butler saves it over to Carson. Now it's a foot race for T.T. Carson. Slowed down by Copeland. Drives inside, blocked from behind, and that is a foul.
Yeah.
Cora Copeland on the arm. T.T. Carson to the line.
Well, Carson did a good job there, just kind of hesitating. Let Copeland's momentum kind of carry her to the baseline. That's all she needed, just a little lane to the rim and gets to the free throw line.
This game was 16-16 about 2.5 minutes ago. Right now 25-16. Carson trying to stretch it to a 10-point game as she flies away and hits.
Kind of a line drive, but it just dropped right in the bottom of the net.
Carson at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. Misses the second wide right 10-point game. Daly on the rebound. 2 Lady Bees right there as well. Another pass out of play. Was it tipped? They say it was. They'll stay with Livingston Academy.
Well, they jumped into that press quick. I think that's kind of surprised Livingston coming out of that missed free throw, getting right into the full court pressure.
You usually don't see a press out of a make.
No.
Or out of a miss, rather, I should say. Pass fired over left side for Harris. Harris into the front court. South from behind. Slows it down. Now another dangerous pass intercepted by Taylor Delente. Turnovers mounting. Delente swiped by Collins out of play. It'll stay with the Lady Bees.
Yeah, both players had quick hands right there. And that pass, Delente just kind of lured her into that, didn't she? She kind of set up like she's a little behind Collins, able to step and make that steal.
Inbound coming for Taylor Delente. Surveys. Now goes over the top to Maggie Butler. Back to Delente on the wing. Delente surveys. Now to T.T. Carson. Carson over to Sadie South. South tosses it to Maggie Butler. Maggie to South. Now left side Delente. Now Carson has it poked by Collins, gets it back to Delente. Under 3 to play. Maggie Butler. 3 ball on the way. That's no good. We're here in the third quarter as Daly has the rebound for Livingston. Long scoreless drought right now for LA. Reese Collins with it in the half court. Deficit far from insurmountable, but something's got to have to go right in a hurry here offensively.
Yeah, they haven't scored yet in the quarter. You got to get some production going to just get back into this ball game.
Hammock sends it over left side. Now Collins. 16-16 at halftime.
That diagonal pass, they're able to step right in front.
It's Gracie Butler on the steal in the finish. Coast to coast for Gracie B. And the Lady Bees on a 12-0 run here in the third quarter.
Good defenses shoot the gap so well, and that's what they did right there. That diagonal pass, that gap's wide open, that gets you to the rim.
Reams gives back to Collins. Now over to Daly.
Now Collins with it at the half-court circle as she'll set up against this 2-3 for Upperman. They go to Hammock on the left side. Hammock with cutters going through. Chloe picks it up now to Collins. Collins back out to Hammock. They step out very close to her. Again, Livingston back to the patience, but there's a steal taken away by Gracie Butler, taken back by Reams. Reams now picks up the dribble at the half-court circle. Now to Hammock as we approach a minute and a half. Oh, there's that diagonal pass taken away by Delente. Delente into the rim. Layup good by Taylor Delente. And a timeout call by Livingston. The Lady Wildcats will take it with a minute and a half to play in the third.
And we will step aside. 1:30 to go in the third quarter. Upperman on a 14-0 run on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future, it's what we do.
$1:30 to go in the third quarter, 30-16 our score.
Upperman Bees still haven't given up a point in this quarter. They play great defense, but that's really impressive to be able to hold the team this long without a point. Reams against this 2-2-1 pressure by Upperman.
Mila Daly has it. She'll bounce it ahead. Look at that handoff by Craig Cantrell. What a weapon. Chloe Hammock has it. 10-second clock ticking. Fires it ahead to Collins. She sends it across, and right now Livingston all out of sorts against this Upperman pressure as it'll go to the Lady Bees.
Yeah, Taylor Delente, boy, she thought she had one right there, and she was very close. I don't know how it got through. Kind of went right under her arm.
What are we talking about? Now they're going to give it to Livingston. That ball was clearly knocked out by Allie Reams. Clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question about that one. An errant pass knocked out of play. They're going to give it to Livingston.
You never know.
Baseline inbound. Collins fires it over to Hammock. See if Livingston can capitalize on the opportunity. They'll send left side Reams into Daly. Touches it out Collins.
Done a great job keeping Reese from getting a look at the three. She shot the three very well the last few games, and they're just kind of taking that away.
There it is, right on cue. Collins for three. No good. Long rebound, though. It's loose. Diving on the floor. Collins fires it back in, and a foul is fine. Ended up on the back of the Lady Wildcat Reams. And they'll get Bella Fye on the personal.
Yeah, that's a tough one to call. She's going after the loose ball, and she's just kind of diving on the floor. Both of them kind of diving in there. That's kind of a tough call.
Well, Craig, you just say that because you don't like Livingston Academy. Baseline inbound coming. Hammock pulls up. Still no points in the quarter for Livingston Academy and a foul. Reese Collins going for the steal. Commits the personal. That'll be her second. That's her third. That's what I thought. They announced it as the second, but it's the third. They got it. And now 48 seconds to go.
You know, that may be the first time that's ever come out of anybody's mouth. Oh.
Crouch sends over race.
Upperman shortening the game.
You're exactly right. Yes, they are. They're going to take it down and try to put a goose egg up on the scoreboard for Livingston in the quarter. It's been an impressive defensive effort by the Lady Bees as Carson has it. Floats back. Really haven't been a lot of even good opportunities for points for Livingston in the quarter.
Well, this defense has just been a little bit different in this second half for Upperman. They've just kind of turned it up a couple of notches here.
Crouch with it here, calls for help, and a timeout going to be called by Dana McWilliams, wanting a bucket here with 10.9 seconds to go in the third quarter. Be a quick cash pawn timeout on the floor.
Yeah, you score here and you make it a 16 or an 18 or 16 or 17 point game, and well, that hill gets even tougher to climb. And like I said, the Upperman Bees, they're forcing them into long passes, and those long passes result in points going the other way. And that's what you want to lure a team into, and Upperman's been able to do that here in this third quarter.
They're working through the connection issues in Salina. That's why Craig has been so good at picking up play-by-play, which he is more than qualified to do. But they are live again, and the definition will be ratcheted down significantly so that hopefully it can stay on the air there in Salina. It's just about 30 minutes from here, but it's not working as well in that gym tonight, which unfortunately happens. We apologize for those difficulties.
I've done radio games over there. When you get in there, all those people like they're going to be there tonight, it's going to kind of pull that usage down.
And a travel violation here against Upperman. And that was not what Dana McWilliams wanted out of that timeout. I can guarantee you that.
No.
So an opportunity for Livingston, 7.2 seconds, trying to score for the first time in the quarter, down 14. Collins on the inbound, now fires it ahead. That one swiped by Copeland. Now Carson has it, 3 seconds. Carson with the drive inside, puts it up, no. And Upperman wins the third quarter, 14-0. 1 frame to go here in this District 7 3A rivalry matchup. We'll step aside. Coverage presented by Gentry's Power Equipment, the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Overton County Farm Bureau Insurance is proud to serve our community. Christy Key, Nate Neely, and Corey Nard are your local auto, home, and life insurance experts. Whatever your insurance need, they will work to find you the best solution. Visit them at 7486 Bradford Hicks Drive in Livingston or call them at 931-823-1322. Overton County Farm Bureau Insurance has been proud to present Livingston Academy Athletics all year long on UCR for over 5 years.
Box Drop Cookeville is the easiest way to buy an affordable mattress, specializing in clearance and closeouts directly from the manufacturers. They're able to pass huge savings on to you. Make an appointment to see their warehouse full of selections including big-name hybrid and memory foam alongside traditional springs that are among some of the coolest to touch mattresses on the market. Call Brandon Lane at 931-349-7066 to make your appointment today. Box Drop Cookeville has been proud to serve Cookeville since 2018.
Fourth quarter underway. Livingston Academy trails by 14 with the basketball. Upperman outscored it 14-0 in the frame. Just a dominant defensive effort by the Lady Bees. As Reese Collins has it for Livingston, if they're going to have a run, it needs to start now, but it doesn't. TT Carson with the steal, 2-on-1. Carson drives in and a foul.
Give that up, you get a layup. She drawing the defender, drawing dish. That's what you want to do. But I like the aggressiveness. I like the attacking the rim. But, boy, you see the player over there, Delente, and she's just wide open.
That's a huge call because it's the 4th personal on Reese Collins. So that sends a sub to the table. See if they let her check in. They did not look over. So now she'll have to be very careful. Delente to inbound, fires to South. South back to Maggie Butler, over to Gracie. Now Carson. Back to Gracie. Thought about it, instead gives to South. Back to Gracie. She wants to shoot it, Craig. You can tell.
Yes, she does.
Hit one in the first quarter. And now Upperman maybe content to just run a little clock here.
They're I'd say a minute of possession is what Coach McWilliams has talked about. They're going to really kind of shorten this game.
Gracie Butler. Collins gets the hand on it. A dangerous play, but it ends up in a turnover. Here's Allie Reams weaving through traffic. Reams barrels in, throws it up. And another chance for points as Allie Reams will return to the line to shoot 2. Big call on the other side. That's the 4th on Maggie Butler.
Yeah, Reams, like I talked about, she's been very aggressive. She's just going to the rim, and that's what she's good at. She just challenges those defenders, steps into them, big enough, strong enough to body up with them and get to the free throw line.
And another missed free throw. Now 0 for 3 in the second half at the stripe. Cassie Crouch to the table. And she will come in for Maggie Butler with those 4 fouls. So both Butler and Collins out of the game. Daly's played a long time with 3. Yeah. Score update. Well, that score's got to be incorrect because it said somebody was winning, even though it's tied, so I won't give that one to you. Finally, a point for Livingston Academy as Crouch will be fouled trying to split the trap. They're going to call Emma Poston for her second.
They just didn't close it completely, the Lady Wildcats. And once you get into that leaning position, if you kind of put a knee into them, a hip into them, they're going to give you that call.
And now another trap. Carson bounces it over to Delenti. Livingston knows they got to force some turnovers. Pass ahead to Crouch. She'll send it ahead. Gracie Butler reverses over to an open Sadie South. Watch out. That one's no good. Rebound fought for. Tie up and a jump. Good effort both ways between Reams and Carson.
It sure was. That's two aggressive players just going after the ball. Everything clean. Just go get it and see who the strongest one is, and they just tie it up. Love to see people battle that way clean.
Score update on the SK Creation scoreboard. A surprising one. Cookeville only up 1 right now at Warren County. Warren County's gotten smoked by some Upper Cumberland teams this year. Cookeville trying to battle in the district on the road. They got a huge one on Tuesday against Coffee County in Cookeville.
Yeah, we talk about different looking gyms, though. That Warren County gym's kind of a tough one to go into play.
It is. And Pickett County is destroying Clay County, 67-30. They are live on UCR2 for now. Left side, Delenti with it. Upperman taking their time. Bounces back south and over to Delenti. Back to Carson. TT Carson. 6:22 to go in the ball game. Upperman's lead is 13 here on the road.
Yeah, I've seen both these teams do this in big situations. I remember region tournament games, district tournament games. They just pull it out for the last 2 or 3 minutes and hold the ball each way. So both coaches love to do that.
And a foul will be called. They called on Allie Reams. That is her first, team's third already. And really, the whistle's gotten very tight. Any contact, they're calling it right now. Pass in to Gracie Butler. Lady B's in no hurry. Crouch has it. Carson. Looking at a couple of defenders, sends to Taylor Delenti. Delenti into Gracie. Gracie on the drive, reverses out Crouch. Now to South. South drives, hands back to Crouch. Under 6 minutes to play. Delenti has it. Back to Carson. Carson on the drive, reverses. South, corner three, can't hit. Rebound tipped up into the air a couple of times. Another tie-up. No, a foul as Carson wrestled away. And this is going to be another foul on Livingston Academy. They're going to call it on Allie Reams. It is her second, team's fourth already. And that's not the formula for Livingston, as every foul non-player control the rest of the way will be free throws for the Lady Bees.
And Upperman hasn't gotten the free throw line much. They're only 2 of 4 in the entire game.
Inbound Gracie Butler, hands off to Delenti. Back out South. Gracie over to Crouch. Again, no Reese Collins, a huge threat for this team. She's out with 4 fouls, same with Maggie Butler. Wonder how long Leslie Riddle and this coaching staff can keep her out of the game. Crouch to Delenti, back to Crouch. Now South. Over to Crouch. Delenti, double. Backs it over left side for Carson. Carson on the hardwood. Into a trouble spot, reverses to Crouch. Over to South again. Is this the one? Nope. Way off the mark. Rebound down again. TT Carson has it. That time there will be a tie-up, and the arrow belongs to Livingston. A possession that lasted 1 minute and 20 seconds.
That's what I told you. They're going to try to keep it as long as they can, and a big part of keeping that possession that long was TT Carson. She's been battling on the offensive boards. I know she got 2, maybe 3 on that possession just to keep the ball on the Upperman end.
Pass ahead. Harris with it. Sense of urgency for Livingston Academy, down 13. Harris spins it back out. Here's Hammock. Now left side Harris. Maggie Butler is the first with 4 to go to the table. Harris. Now posted. Tries to drive. Spins it back out Harris. Harris drives and kicks. Mila Daly lines up the 3. Can't hit. Rebound down. Cora Copeland has it. Check it chance for Hogeye. A pass out Harris. Livingston can't afford those long possessions, Craig.
No, they're approaching a minute on this possession.
Daly with it. Spins a couple of times. She'll drive inside. Blocked. Gracie Butler knocks it. And it last touched off of Daly's leg out of play. It'll go to Upperman. Maggie Butler in for Cassie Crouch.
Gracie Butler did a great job there. She waited for the ball to come up into shooting position. She didn't swipe down. She let the ball come to her and is just able to knock it off the leg of Daly.
Gracie Butler bringing it up. Reese Collins to the table. Maggie back to South. South had a good start shooting. They've missed a couple here recently. She usually just shoots her way out of it as Carson sends it over to South. Wide open again. Right on cue. Missed it off the front of the iron, though. Rebound down Hammock. Here comes Livingston pushing it ahead. Hammock over to Poston. She'll line up the wing three and hits. Emma Poston with the first Twin Lakes Tractor 3 of the game for Livingston Academy.
Well, they needed that. That's just to get the lid off the bucket and just a chance to score some points there. Now they need stops, though.
Talenti to Gracie Butler. It is a 4-0 run to open the quarter. The problem is it's taken 4 minutes for Livingston Academy to get there. Now Carson has it. And Upperman really content to just take a wide open look. They haven't hit them, but bleed the clock down and work from there.
If they're not going to take an early wide open look, they're going to hold this for, like we talked about, a long time.
Gracie Butler with Poston defending, sends over to Taylor Talenti. I know the mentality with Upperman, and that's a foul. Harris into the back, and it's 2 free throws for Sadie South, as that puts them into the bonus. The mentality for Upperman when they come to Livingston is win the game and get out of here. They're not looking for any style points here on the road.
This is a tough place to come into. There's so much tradition in this gym, and Upperman's been a big part of that. There have been some close games. There's been some hard-fought games, some controversial games at the end, going both ways, and it's always fun when the Lady Bees come in.
Sadie South at the line, does not shoot a ton of free throws. And she hits the first points of the quarter for Upperman. Because they really controlled the third quarter, they've got a big cushion.
She's not the one you think about being the one in double figures kind of leading the way, is she? I haven't seen them nearly as much as you have, but she's kind of that second, maybe third scorer for the Lady Bees.
I don't know what they were just talking about there. It was definitely South that got fouled. There was some discussion about that. And South calmly goes 2 for 2. How about 15 points for Sadie South? Yeah, that big 3 we talked about, it turned into a big 4. Sadie South a part of it, but sometimes forgotten as Allie Reams, quick outlet, lays it in for 2 more.
Reams still attacking, still getting to the rim.
Maggie Butler ahead to Gracie Butler. Now numbers. Gracie Butler with contact from behind, and Reams commits her 3rd personal. And Gracie Butler will go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2.
You kind of like the effort by Reams there, though. They had a 2-on-1. If they keep going down the middle of the floor, you've got that wing spotted. Reams just that little bump. She draws the foul, but she puts them on the line to make them earn it.
Gracie B at the line, flies away, and can't hit. Feast or famine, talked about that earlier, at the line for Upperman this season.
Pretty good foul there. You saved at least a point there. Now a chance to save maybe a second.
2:53 to go in the ball game. Upperman's lead is now 11 as Gracie Butler hits the second. She has 8 points tonight. In a game like this, 8 points is more like 15.
Yeah.
Jenkins back to Reese Collins.
Yeah, this is old school 8AA, just grind it out and work kind of game right here.
Collins with it, works it around right side. Now fires it to Copeland, back to Reams. Collins, inside tip, but a foul. Gracie Butler went into the back of Cora Copeland, and will be called for her 4th. So both Butler twins have 4. Nobody else for Upperman has more than 1.
No. But they play a lot inside. That's where Livingston's trying to get the basketball into, so they're trying to knock it away, just sometimes going through the body.
And Poston couldn't quite corral that inbounds pass. Out of play, a turnover back to Upperman, and time going to run out in a hurry. 2:30 to go in the ball game, and an 11-point Lady B lead.
Well, Poston gotten what she wanted. She got the defender that had stumbled a little bit trying to trail her, but it just goes right through her hands.
Inbound goes to TT Carson. Reese Collins there, a great defender, trying to stick with it. Carson into the front court, kicks back to South, and now they're just going to bleed the clock straight up. Talenti has it. Gives to Maggie, back to Talenti. Talenti spins back away. 4 corners time for the Lady Bees.
Carson, maybe 5'5" for the Lady Bees, and she's just a rebounding machine.
And now another foul, and it's going to turn into a foul contest for Livingston. That's Cora Copeland commits her 3rd, and Maggie Butler will go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2. We want to shout out our presenting sponsors, the Overton County Farm Bureau and Gentry's Power Equipment. Thank them so much for being with us at our highest level for these seasons. Another missed free throw for the Lady Bees. The door remains cracked for Livingston Academy.
Yeah, they've made 3 out of 5 in the quarter. You want to shoot almost 100% in the 4th quarter to close one out.
0 for 2 for Maggie Butler, but how about Sadie South? Offensive rebound, second chance for the Lady Bees. Gracie Butler sends over to Carson. Carson gonna send it over to Butler. Gracie is fouled. Emma Poston into the arm from behind. 3rd on Poston. Now 2 more for Gracie Butler. We also want to shout out the South Willow Auto Clinic. They're your hometown auto doctors, family owned and operated for over 5 decades. The South Willow Auto Clinic serves all makes and models. Stop in at 640 South Willow Avenue for your auto repair needs. Don't forget, we'll have a boys game upcoming as Gracie Butler hits the first free throw. Mr. Basketball is in the building as the #1 ranked state champion Bees take on Livingston Academy. You may get to see some highlight dunks.
That's very possible, isn't it?
Next free throw, no good. Another miss for Upperman. 1:50 to go in the ball game, leading by 12. Here's Reese Collins weaving through traffic. Fires it over. That one intercepted again. Another turnover forced by the Lady B defense.
Yeah, this defense has been impressive by Upperman. They've just been in the right spot each time, it seems like.
And that's been what they've been able to fall back on in this run. Even when the offense isn't great, which it was not tonight, their defense has just put teams in their straitjackets. And they've done it again this evening. South bounces it back to Carson, particularly in the second half. This was a 16-16 game at halftime. Maggie Butler in the corner, no interest in a shot. Back to South, now to Delenti. Swiped away from behind by Poston. Collins able to tiptoe and save it in. Reese Collins wisely goes all the way to steal and to score.
Reese Collins, once she gets it in the open floor, there's nobody catching her, and she just goes right to the rim. Had a player with her, but she's just going to keep it because that's the safe play.
A quick cash pawn, timeout on the floor by Leslie Riddle. A little defense-offense subs going to the table as Hammock and Harrison. You know, Craig, it's interesting. In a 10-point game, sometimes you won't see teams continue to foul, but with how Upperman has shot at the free throw line, worth it at least now to continue to foul and see if you can hit a big shot on the other end.
The door's still open a little bit. It's not too open, but there's a little crack there that you can see. So if you trade 3 for 1, 2 or 3 trips, all of a sudden it gets kind of interesting. But right now this defense is just taking that away.
Score up there in the SK Creation scoreboard. Cookeville separated a little bit. 2:09 to go in the ball game. They lead Warren County 50-42. Elsewhere, White County leads Cumberland County 57-42 in the fourth quarter in Sparta in District 7 3A. Here's TT Carson, tight ropes down the sideline, stays in, now sends it back to Delenti, able to tip it to herself. Delenti spins, she's in some trouble, and they will give a jump. The arrow belongs to Upperman. I'm not sure if Livingston realizes that as their 2 players with 4 fouls went to the table, and now they'll go back.
Pretty good trap there, though, by the Lady Wildcats, just able to tie it up.
Delenti to inbound here, gets it to Maggie Butler, over to South, back to Delenti. Carson, and a foul. Emma Poston into the body. That'll be her 4th. Really amazing. Nobody's fouled out of this game.
It is.
Now it will be TT Carson. Back to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. She is 1 for 2 so far tonight. 2 more chances here with a 10-point advantage for the road team.
It felt like there wasn't a lot of fouls in the first half, and there really wasn't a lot of fouls in the first half. But all of a sudden here in the second half, they're just really piling up.
Another miss, and really, Upperman has left the door open for Livingston far longer than maybe it should have been. As the next one, no good. Another 0 for 2 trip. They can't buy a free throw. Jenkins, another pass nearly stolen away. Reams has it. Reams drives inside, steps through. Great defense by Maggie Butler. Carson with the rebound, sends it ahead to South. Outlet feed to Gracie Butler. Will she take the lay? She will. And there's the dagger as Gracie Butler lays it in. 37 seconds to go. It's a 12-point game.
Yeah, that's just transition makes things happen, and she was just wide open, little snowbird, really.
Jenkins on the drive, shoulders in and puts it up and in. Chloe Jenkins for 2. No timeout by Leslie Riddle. 10-point game and another foul as Delenti spun up the floor. Reams and Collins there. Who's it on? Going to be on Allie Reams. That is her 4th. And now Taylor Delenti, the senior steadying force for this basketball team, goes to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
Now, you don't really notice her out there a lot of times. She's just that player that when you need to get the ball to her, just kind of settle everything down. She's there waiting, and then she'll make a big play when you least expect it.
She really stepped up in that Greenville tournament. Another missed free throw. Upperman cannot make a freebie. Was the player of the tournament out there, and that featured 4 stars galore.
4 for 12 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter.
Reams brings it up. And some nights they'll be 16 of 16. Block. TT Carson with the block on the Collins 3. Now a drive for Carson. No. Delenti right there. Put back and a foul. And Allie Reams will be the first player to foul out of the game. Probably the only one. 10 seconds to go. Delenti back to the line. See if Upperman can make a free throw here in the final seconds.
And Allie will foul out the leading scorer in the game for Livingston Academy. She's got 8 points and leading them here tonight.
And she will get a round of applause. She played really well early on, gave them a chance offensively, sparked them, I thought.
I thought so. I just like the way she's played the last couple of weeks. She's just really stepped up for the Lady Wildcats.
And Upperman has finally made a free throw. Delenti able to cash that one home.
That one looked good. Just came out of her hand better than the others, it seemed like.
10 seconds to play. Delenti able to get both of them to go. Collins sends it ahead to Poston. 7 seconds. Poston drives, sends over to Daly. Blocked by Butler and another foul. Officials getting paid by the hour tonight. 2 free throws upcoming.
Yeah, 3.5. That's one you kind of want
to go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Mila Daly going to the line. Listen, if it's a 2-point game and it's a foul, call it. It's a 12-point game. Let's get out of here.
Yep.
Abby Stone to check in as Maggie Butler fouls out of the game. Just 2 points for Maggie tonight, but a host of rebounds. Daly's free throw is good.
First point tonight for Mila.
Next one on the way. That one's good as well. Daly goes 2 for 2. Delenti checks up. Just needs to get a clean inbound. She does to Gracie Butler. And that will do it. Upperman comes on the road and knocks off their arch rival Livingston Academy. Final score, Upperman 38, Livingston 28. We welcome you into the Thompson Machinery and Cat Rental Store post-game show. Thompson Machinery and the Cat Rental Store, your one-stop shop for all your dirt machinery and aerial equipment needs. Located at the new facility at 4314 Academy Road in Cookeville. They're a Caterpillar dealer who rent, sell, service, and provide parts. For rental needs, call Lane at 931-267-6380. And to buy, call Lucas at 931-979-5050. Tally up the scoring, and Craig, as the color commentator tonight, gets to choose the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Scoring from this game is as follows for Livingston Academy. 8 points leads the way by Allie Reams, 5 points for Emma Poston, 5 for Reese Collins, 4 for Chloe Jenkins, and 2 apiece for Cora Copeland and Mila Daly for a team total of 28. For the Lady Bees this evening, Sadie South with 15 points, Gracie Butler with 11, Taylor Delenti with 7, 3 for TT Carson, and 2 for Maggie Butler for a team total of 38. The Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game is who, Craig?
It's a tough choice. You got Sadie South, who led them in scoring. You've got TT Carson, who was just just went to work on the boards. I guess you got to go with Sadie South. Sadie South, I think, just those 7 points early in the third quarter when it was 16-16. All of a sudden, she helped get that separation, and just that big three that she made that really put them out in the lead. Just she led them in scoring with 15, and she played well throughout the entire game. So I'm going to say it's pressure, isn't it?
It is pressure. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Sadie South. She's the player of the game.
I'm with you on that one. Sadie South is the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Well, you see the boys have taken the floor in a very interesting matchup tonight. Livingston Academy winless on the season. Their opponents, one of the best teams in the state in any classification. Ty Cobb and the Bees are in Hog-Eye country. If nothing else, there's going to be some highlights when we come back. We'll step aside for about 10 minutes for an intermission and then set the stage for all the action. Final score in our girls' game. Upperman 38, Livingston Academy 28. Upperman improves on the season to 17-3. Their win streak is now 12 games. Next up for them Tuesday at Stone Memorial in the high school basketball game of the week. Livingston Academy falls to 10-11, 0-2 in District 7 3A. Next up for them,
Cumberland County.
There we go, exactly right. Cumberland County coming up next week. Thank you, Craig Cantor, the voice of the Wildcats. We'll step aside for our intermission. Much more to come. Don't go anywhere. It's time for another Crouch Team and Howland's Late Real Estate pregame show. Moments away from our boys' game between the top-ranked reigning state champion Upperman Bees and the Livingston Academy Wildcats. I'm Noah McKay on the call, joined by the great Craig Cantrell. The lovely Madison McKay is producing things for us. And Craig, I'm in the truth-telling business. Probably the most lopsided basketball matchup in the state of Tennessee tonight going on here. The outcome is not in a whole lot of doubt, but Upperman and Livingston, let's have some fun.
Yeah, that's what it is. Just come out and have fun. That's what Coach Kenner's probably telling his guys over there right now. Hey, they're the defending state champs. They've got everybody that's just great over there. Go out and be loose. Just go out and play your game. Have some fun. See what happens.
Upperman enters this game at 16-4 on the season. They are 2-0 in District 7-3A. They are the runaway favorites in this district. Without question, the defending state champions. The opponents on the other side, Livingston Academy at 0-12. They are getting better. Had a very good start against DeKalb County. Just one upperclassman, one junior on the team, a couple of sophomores. The rest are freshmen for this team. Upperman coming in off a weird game, 48-36 at Cumberland County. Cumberland County took the air out of the basketball, just passed it around really the entire game. Made Upperman pick their spots. Upperman led throughout, but Cumberland County did what you have to do. They shortened that game. Upperman enters #1 in the state in both the BCAT polls and in the UC top 5. For Livingston Academy coming off a loss, 42-36 despite the fast start against DeKalb County. And obviously starts with Ty Cobb for the Bees as we get right to the Southwell Auto Clinic starting lineups for Upperman. #0, Mr. Basketball, Ty Cobb. #1, Joseph Maynard. #2, Jack Torrance. #22, Collier Bush. And #24, Colton Johnson. Now the People's Bank starting lineups for Livingston Academy. #1, Carter Harris. #3, Baylor Barnes. #10, Reese Huddleston. #11, Sam Birch. And #23, Hayden Ray. Upperman's won 7 straight in the series, Craig. And this one, it'll be interesting to see what kind of mentality Ty Cobb has, whether he wants to score a lot of points or be in the distributor role we see him be in some games where Upperman's a big favorite.
He's probably thinking that he wants dunks tonight. He'd love to be able to, the big crowd, biggest crowd that Livingston's had this season. They've turned out a lot to see this boys team because this is the reigning state champ, and they have athletes that can get to the rim, and everybody loves the dunk. So that's Livingston's going to try to keep that from happening. They're going to try to take those away, but it's just, like you said, let's have some fun tonight.
Baylor Barnes against Joseph Maynard in the circle. Lead official throws it up. Let's get it on. And jumping in front is Carter Harris. Livingston possesses on the opening possession. Birch sends over left wing side. This one grabbed by Ray. Ray works away from a trap. He'll throw it over right side for Birch. A point of emphasis for the Bees was a fast start. They don't want to rest on their laurels against this Livingston squad. Hungry for their first win and hungry to really pull a huge upset tonight. Pass over right side to Reese Huddleston. Huddleston bounces it back left side, Birch. Birch tosses it over the top, back for Ray. Ray lines up the 3. Would have sent this place into bedlam, no good. Colton Johnson, congratulations, just picked up an offer to Arkansas, SMU, and then today to UConn on the gridiron to be a tight end. His recruiting is really heating up. He's on the hardwood here as Upperman's center. Here's Cobb inside, slicing through, and Ty Cobb has the game's first points.
Just quick, that power dribble straight to the rim. One step gets him one from the free throw line to the rim. Just an impressive move.
Birch sends it ahead to Harris. It's a nice job for Livingston to break the press. Shot won't go. Johnson with a rebound. The students are here and they're dying for a little momentum so they can really pour it onto their rivals. Two schools that really don't like each other. But Collier Bush splashes home. Asanya Brown with American Way Real Estate 3.
Yeah, that's the thing they do. They can score from inside, outside. Just a great balanced team for Coach Bobby McWilliams.
Maynard with the steal. Upperman with the first turnover forced. Here they come in transition. Maynard coast to coast left hand lay. No, but a foul. As Barnes got him on the way up. Joseph Maynard will go to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2. And you see it already for Upperman. Bush with the 3, Maynard with the drive. They'd be a really good basketball team without Ty Cobb. They just also happen to have the best player in the state.
And they attack. That's what we talked about the girls' game. When you attack, good things happen. When you attack with size, really good things happen. And that's what they love to do, just get to the rim.
Maynard misses the first free throw. He sets up for his second, flies away, and connects. And Upperman now already out in front 6-0. We're less than 90 seconds into the ball game. Barnes fires the pass ahead to Huddleston. Score update, Clay County with an early 4-point lead at the end of the first quarter over Pickett County. And Bush smacked that one off the leg of Huddleston and another turnover forced by the Bees.
Now you talk about rivalries; that's one of the biggest around. Pickett County, Clay County. That's intense, is what it is.
And Pickett County has really dominated that rivalry the past couple of years, an inverse of what happened during the Grant Strong era. Clay County at home tonight. That game's over on UCR2. Jack Torrance works at Collier Bush. Now Torrance, 6:10 to go in the first quarter. Back to Cobb on the wing. Stepping up, Hayden Ray. Cobb spins away from him, drives in, and a foul. That is a bad call. Cobb just lost his footing, but Hayden Ray going to be tagged for his first personal.
Yeah, he was falling down. I didn't see any contact really there, but Hayden gets tagged with it, and that may come with the Mr. Basketball tag to your name. You sometimes get a call or two.
You know what's interesting about that, Craig, is this year he really hasn't gotten a good whistle. He's been going on the road to these places and has not gotten they've been a lot of frustration. He's been getting hit pretty hard because you have to be physical with him, but he did get a whistle that time. Johnson inside, puts it up and in for two, and Upperman wanted to avoid a slow start. They have not had a slow start. Quick timeout called 2 minutes into the game. It's 8-0, a quick cash bond timeout.
And they're getting everybody involved. 4 of the 5 starters have scored, and that's what you want to do. In a game that you're supposed to win, you get everybody involved, and you just make everybody feel like they're in the game.
Very early on in this contest. Don't forget, 2 ball games tomorrow over on the main page at 4:30, Pickett County against Webb, and a fun girls matchup. That's in Lebanon, because we're having play days in January. That will be on 106.1 The Eagle. 1 o'clock tip-off in the women's game, 3 o'clock tip-off in the men's game. 2 must, in all capital letters, win games for Tennessee Tech as they welcome in Morehead State in an OVC matchup. Here in the first quarter, 2 minutes in out of the timeout by Livingston Academy. Pass fired over to Harris. The Bees applying their press. Here's Huddleston as he weaves, now fires it back out. High arcing passes for Hawkeye. Here's Sam Birch. Sends it over left side, grabbed by Harris. Harris drives on Torrance, now forced back. Huddleston has it. Huddleston tries to drive on Cobb all the way around the world, now reverses back out. Long 3, high arcer, no, rebound down. They're just waiting for what? The crowd wanted it so bad.
And Hayden, that's in his range. He can shoot from deep, has ever since he was in 6th grade.
Collier Bush feeling it in rhythm, pops out, no, rebound down for Barnes. Birch brings it up.
Livingston got to be happy with that. A one and done for the Bees on that trip.
That pass intercepted. Get your cameras ready. Here's Mr. Basketball. In transition, he'll lay it in with the right hand.
Just couldn't get the feet right, could he? He got that the steal, and he's thinking already, but the feet just didn't match up for the dunk.
And he doesn't want to put himself in harm's way, so he's got a defender close, as that one just dribbled out of bounds. Losing handle was Birch as he went into the defender Bush. If he doesn't have a clear landing area, he'll just lay it in, knowing it's not worth it. Already 10-0 Upperman, and really the exact start they were looking for here on the road. And now Cobb touches it over to Johnson, who's blocked but a foul. I think it was clean up top. They may get it underneath on Harris. No, they don't. They call it on Huddleston. All right. 2 free throws for Colton Johnson. Struggling a little bit at the line this year. He goes to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
The extra pass, the Upperman Bees making the extra pass, getting the ball closer, and it results in points at the free throw line. That's big time. You talking about it when you're mentioned in the SEC with a chance to go with that. That's big time.
And it's nowhere done for his recruitment. The offers piling in by the day. I think he's over 20 Division I offers, several Power 4 offers. As he goes 2 for 2 at the line, 12-0. Now trying to weave through traffic is Huddleston. They'll bounce it off of Cobb out of play. Playing with their food tonight for this Upperman team.
Quick hands by the Bees. I love that. We talked about the girls being able to do that. The boys are the same way. Those quick hands, just a deflection, and then just get to the ball.
Sideline inbound fired in, grabbed by Barnes. Livingston just looking for something to go their way. Birch. Bobby McWilliams not happy with something. He'll send Carmine Phillips to the table, about to check in. Forward, sends it over left side. That is a basketball name. Now back out Ray. Or a hockey name even. No, we don't. We need a hockey rink around here, and we'll broadcast that every day. That one intercepted. Jack Torrance takes it away in transition all alone. Torrance with the lay. Another timeout call by Livingston Academy, but Craig, this is the reality of the situation. This is a huge mismatch tonight.
It is. The age difference makes such a difference. You've got 10 freshmen on a 13-player roster. You got 2 sophomores, 1 junior. Such a difference between 13, 14, 17, and 18. You just mature and you grow and you just change so much in that span of time. And it's a tough matchup for these young kids from Livingston Academy. And Upperman's just kind of doing what they're supposed to do when they come in here tonight.
On the SK Creation scoreboard, Clay County leads Pickett County 24-21, middle of the second quarter. Pickett County, the number 2 ranked team in the Upper Cumberland, getting a fight tonight.
Coach Rob Edwards, he'll have his team ready.
No doubt.
Rob does a great job down there at Clay County. But you look at that Pickett County team, how many? They're double A, aren't they?
They're single A.
Single A.
With a bunch of 6'5", 6'7", 6'8" kids.
The smallest kid's 6'2" on the starting lineup. How does that happen? You go 6'2" and up to 6'5". That's huge for single A.
Out of the timeout, here's Carter Harris. He spins it over, and that's a backcourt violation. Birch couldn't get it cleanly, and Upperman out in front 14-0.
That's what those quick hands do for you. You think they're there even when they aren't. Carmine Phillips wasn't really that close that time, but just the way they've been playing, been able to cause things to happen, just gets in your head a little bit.
Torrance inbounds here to Cobb. Has words, now sends over to him. 3:50 and counting to go in the first quarter. Carmine Phillips open, gives to Cobb. We wondered what kind of mode Ty Cobb would be in. It's clear he's in distributor mode right now. Jack Torrance lines up the 3. No good. Rebound down. Finn Sism wins it away. And Upperman just towering size-wise. Sism, 6'4". Johnson, 6'5". Cobb, 6'2". Left side, here's a drive for Torrance and a steal right to Carter Harris. Read it perfectly.
I don't think they saw him slipping in there. Just Carter Harris, just a little savvy there to get to the basketball.
Ray runs into the defender, now sends back. This one grabbed by Birch. Lofton crouch at the table for Upperman, weaving through traffic, just chucking it. Cobb able to run it down in the corner. Another turnover for Livingston.
Kind of the right idea. Harris had gotten the inside position.
Cobb drives and kicks over to Torrance. Now he'll reverse out to Sism. Left side, here's Carmine Phillips. Into the low block, Johnson, double team. Johnson skips it on a line, right to Torrance. Takes his time and rains home. Another. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3.
You hit the nail right on the head there. He didn't rush the shot. He knew he had plenty of time, get the feet set. Just like playing a game of horse right there. Nobody guarding you, just take your time and make the shot.
That one poked from behind, loose, diving on the hardwood, saved, and then knocked out a play by Johnson. It is 17-0 with 2:44 to go in the first quarter. So the sort of game, Craig, everybody's going to play tonight.
Yeah, I think so. It's first time I've seen them live and in person, but this Upperman team, they're the real deal.
They have every bit the appearances. The 3 balls on the way. That one's no good of a team hunting a back-to-back title. There's no doubt about it. This is a gold ball or bust roster for Bobby McWilliams right now as Lofton crouch off the dribble for 3. No. Johnson just throws the defender off of him and puts it in for 2 on the putback.
Yeah, just had the player he's trying to block him out, just pinned with one hand, just lays it back up and in.
That is 6'5", 235 pounds. Here's Finn Sism on another steal. Carmine Phillips, alley-oop for Cobb, who lays it in.
Yeah, that's what you talk about. Don't do anything to risk an injury here, and he just takes it right to the rim.
It is 21-0, 6 minutes into the ball game.
You know, I was thinking, is he the first player in the Upper Cumberland to win a boys Mr. Basketball? I'm thinking he may be.
Grant Strong won one a couple of years ago. I think, and Tyreek Key got himself one.
I think he may have.
Tyreek Key, I think, got robbed of one. The comments will let us know in about 5 seconds, so I'm not going to say either way. I can't remember off the top of my head, and you're already seeing it. Finn Sism checking in very early into this game as a foul was just called on Upperman. Ty Cobb, Colton Johnson, Carmine Phillips check out. Not going to see them play a whole lot tonight. They'll play sporadically. There's a little turnaround. There's a drive and a foul. 2 free throws. Thought about it, and it will be Baylor Barnes trying to get Livingston on the board.
And that's what they need to do, just to kind of keep playing and try to get to the free throw line, try to draw a foul. But like you're talking about, the size advantage is going to be hard to do.
Both of those last 2 fouls were called on Finn Sism, so it'll be 2 free throws for Baylor Barnes. And we're just going to switch it up for tonight. It's going to be the Twin Lakes Tractor free throw line, as the first one for Barnes is no good. We haven't had many 3 points. Twin Lakes Tractors are 3-point sponsor, so we'll give them the free throw line tonight.
Now, the offense just hasn't been coming for the Livingston Academy teams here tonight.
On the board finally as Barnes rattles home the free throw, 21-1. And the student section applauding their team loudly. They were waiting for something. Bush gives over to Maynard.
They're out here tonight, though. That's a great showing from the student section.
It is. Right side Maynard. I don't know if you know this, Craig, as Sism spins inside, puts the shot up at a foul. No, a travel. Possession back the other way. The Livingston students don't particularly like Upperman.
I've heard that.
I'm not sure if you knew that.
I've heard it may work the other way, too,
That's
though.
breaking news at UC. Yeah, the Upperman students don't particularly like Livingston.
I heard that once, too.
As Ray has it. Bounces it over right side. Harris into the corner. 3 ball on the way. That one's no good. Rebound down. Maynard has it. Spins out of danger. Now jumps it ahead to Sism. Now Collier-Bush. Over to Lofton Crouch. Steps into the 3. Can't hit. Rebound down. Mills at 6'7" has it knocked out of his hands, and it'll go the other way. In transition, Ray slowed up. He'll give over to Forward. Forward has it swiped by Maynard. Now Crouch comes away. Another turnover. Crouch to Maynard. Maynard drives inside. Finger rolls good. Joseph Maynard, the sophomore, has been playing really well for Upperman. Tyreek Key did win Mr. Basketball in 2017. Thank you to Sherry.
So you bring 6'7" off the bench. That's going to be something they may need down the line if they get into the region, the sub-state, the state tournament. You're going to have some size to match up against some of those teams at that level.
Ray has it. He'll skip it over right side. Forward. Into Harris. Now back out. Tipped. Trying to run it down. It'll be kept in by Ray. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Birch. Hops it over right side. Ray again. Just nowhere really to move against these long Upperman defenders. Left side, 3 seconds. Skip over to Ray. He'll line up the 3 at the buzzer and hits. Hayden Ray with a Twin Lakes Tractor 3. First field goal of the quarter for Livingston Academy. After 1, it's Upperman 23, Livingston 4. Coverage presented by Gentry's Power Equipment and the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics on UCR.
Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookeville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network.
(23-4), Upperman with the lead over Livingston Academy. 6 points for Ty Cobb and Colton Johnson leading the way for the Bees. Hayden Ray flash home with 3 at the buzzer for Livingston. Starters back out there. Well, I should say Cobb, Torrance, and Johnson back out there. Mills and Phillips stay there for the Bees. Starters out there for Livingston. Here's a steal for Reese Huddleston. Huddleston in transition, left-hand leg, good. A 5-0 run for Livingston, and their students going crazy over there.
Shooting the gap. We talked about in the girls' game. You shoot that gap, and then you get the advantage, and that's exactly what Reese done. Got him to the free throw, or got him for the layup.
A foul for a reach on Hayden Ray as he tried to get in front of Jack Torrance.
Ray picks up his second. You don't need him in foul trouble. He's one of the key scorers for Livingston Academy. If you've got any chance at all, he's got to be out there.
Tom brings it up. We're in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. That's the great Craig Cantrell. I'm Noah McKay. Happy to be along with you here this evening as Carmine Phillips has it. Skips it over left side. Ty Cobb. Into the low block. Swiped away by Johnson. Gathers. Looking for his first 3 of the year. Can't hit. Rebound down. Here they come the other way.
Yeah,
Hayden Ray.
You talked about Tyreek Key as Harris gets ready to take the 3.
And hits. How about Livingston Academy out of nowhere? An 8-0 run. Carter Harris for 3, and they've cut it to a 14-point game.
Coach Kenner a little fired up over there.
Ty Cobb triggers the 3. Upperman, look out here. Weaving through traffic. Birch into the corner. Skips it inside. Jumper up and a foul. Kingston Mills on the hand. Carter Harris to the line to shoot 2. We're a minute and 10 seconds into the quarter. All of a sudden, Livingston making this thing an interesting game. Harris back to the line.
Well, they work hard. They won't quit working. They'll play a JV game, and then they'll turn around an hour and a half later. They'll play a varsity game. This team plays hard all the time.
Harris has 4 in the quarter now as Joseph Maynard checks in, and what you're going to see if this continues is the starters come back to the table for Upperman, which they raced out to a commanding lead. Next one for Harris, no good. Johnson wins the board.
That's just the difference there. Huddleston had gotten the inside position. Johnson just able to leap straight up and go over the top of it.
Phillips gives over to Torrance. Torrance left side, Joseph Maynard. Maynard works it to Phillips. Cobb wants it, has it. One dribble, Cobb to the spot. Good and one. Ty Cobb just way too strong. Muscles through the contact. He'll go to the line looking for three.
Just power and able to finish through the contact. It's so difficult to be able to do that, but he's able to do so and get there and get a chance at the three-point play.
That is the second on Reese Huddleston as Collar Bush checks in, and it is the starting five back out for the Bees. 6:31 to go in the second quarter, back to a 15-point game. There's an 8-0 run for Livingston as Cobb, an 83% free throw shooter, misses. And it's a 15-point game. Trying to get the steal from behind. Numbers for Harris. He'll reverse it back out. Birch brings it back. Upperman stretching the defense as they'll toss it over right side. They're in their zone. Here's Ray. Ray works it back left side. Huddleston. Huddleston behind the back move. Drives the lane. A tie up. And they'll call a foul.
I think they've got the offside player Johnson.
Yeah.
They've got, yeah.
They're going to get Bush on that one. That's his first, team second. Yeah, Cobb had a handle of the basketball, but coming on the other side was Bush. Baseline inbound for Ray. He'll send it in. Harris works it over. Three ball on the way again. Livingston's feeling it. Reese Huddleston, nothing but net. Livingston Academy's back within 12 of the defending champs.
That may be his first three of his career.
Ty Cobb just said enough. Barrel through. And they call him for a charge. That is a crazy call. He can't believe it, and he's rightfully so. Bobby McWilliams calls timeout, and he's talking right to the official, said, you missed that. Livingston's faithful love it, Craig. That is a really bad call. 30-second quick cash pawn, timeout on the floor.
Got to finish my Tyreek Key story I started.
Yes.
Tyreek, it was like a pro game that when he did this. They were playing a team, I don't even remember who it was now, but it's one-on-one. He gets a steal. They've got one kid back. He's set up about the volleyball line, takes one step backwards. Tyreek lobs it off the glass to himself. Two-handed dunk, tore the rim down, jumped over the kid. I mean, he split leg just like Jordan jumping over the kid, throws it down two-handed. I've never seen a dunk like that in high school in my life. It was impressive.
Tyreek Key, one step away from the NBA. He's in the developmental league right now. A legendary player. And when you're making comparisons to Tyreek Key, that's rarefied air. That's where Ty Cobb is right now in his career.
It is. He can do some of those same things. As Key, I love calling those games. Got to go over there a whole lot and see them play, and it was just a fun group they had. And they had a chance at back-to-back. Just the play at the end, they didn't score.
How about this run for Livingston Academy? Now, unfortunately, I believe number 0 is rather mad, and that usually does not go well for opposing teams. But they're back within 12 with the basketball. Here's Harris on the drive swipe. Ends up with his teammate, though. A drive in for Barnes. He gives it back out. So grabbed by Ray. Ray trying to work on Cobb. Cobb right in front. And the crowd rises to their feet. Ty Cobb picks up his second personal.
Yeah, they're a little fired up down there, aren't they?
They are.
Like we said, there's a good crowd out there. They're having a good time.
5:32 to go in the second quarter, 25-13. Harris inbounds into the backcourt for Ray. Ray surveys, gives to Harris on the wing. Harris gets a screen, reverses back left side. Birch. Switch off on Crouch. And a technical foul is just given to the Upperman bench. So we 2 free throws in the ball. And Bobby McWilliams says, what for? He was sitting down, so I'm not sure what. It was something verbal had to have been.
Yeah.
There'll be 2 free throws in the ball for Livingston Academy. They'll send Ray to the line to shoot them both.
That's probably the calmest technical you've ever seen. He was just sitting there and not really showing any emotion. He's trying to ask the other official that's when they switch sides, of course, when the T's called. But I didn't see him do anything.
I didn't either. 2 for 2.
Of course, Bobby's a veteran. He'll work them. He'll work them.
Well, now he's got the one of the more veteran officials in our association over there. Here's a drive and a slice from behind by Maynard. Grabbed by Barnes in the corner. Threw it out of bounds off of Maynard, so it stays with Livingston. They're on a good run here, 25-15. It was a 19-point game, rather, the end of the first quarter. Still 5:09 to go in the second.
Yeah, Reese Huddleston, he's come in and gave him some big moments. You know, that three he hit, he doesn't shoot the three very much. That's just bonus points for the Wildcats.
Birch drives on Cobb, loses handle into the backcourt. It'll be a backcourt violation. And there's the Ty Cobb effect. It'll go back the other way.
Yeah, Birch, he plays well at the point. He can shoot the three pretty well. He and Hayden Ray, they both can shoot it from deep. As they get older, they're going to be a tough duo to deal with out there in three-point range.
Absolutely. Let me make a prediction. Watch this. Ty Cobb bringing it into the front court. Activates over left side to Torrance. Cobb to the elbow, little push in the back. That's what you should watch, ladies and gentlemen. Maynard has it left wing side. Reverses over to Bush. Now to Johnson. Johnson back to Cobb. From that secondary Wildcats logo, off a screen, drives inside. Cobb is fouled, and 2 free throws upcoming for Ty Cobb at the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line.
It's so hard to attack the rim and be able to do much with it against this 2-3 zone. The Wildcats, that's one thing that it does. It kind of keeps people away from the rim. That's what they're trying to do to the Bees here tonight.
Ty Cobb at the line, shooting 2. Livingston outscoring Upperman by 9 in the quarter so far as Cobb hits the first.
And that's only their 3rd point. They've done a pretty good job defensively here in this second quarter.
9 in the game so far for the reigning Mr. Basketball, and right now, if you ask people around the state, the runaway favorite to go back-to-back, but he's now 1 for 3 at the line. And now an errant pass, knocked out of play, and it'll go to Upperman as it was last touched by Birch.
Yeah, that's good defense there by Collier Bush. Just right there with him, just never gave him a chance to recover. Once the ball came loose, Bush just attacked out of that defense.
Cobb works it over left side. Jack Torrance looking for another one, and he hits. JT with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3.
He was almost out of bounds. That heel almost touched the sideline. He was that deep.
Birch loses handle on it, now gathers, fires a pass, tipped, swiped again, keeping with it is Harris, and a timeout going to be called here by Livingston Academy. Already the 3rd burned by the Wildcats. It's a full timeout, so we'll take it with them. 4:21 to go in the second, 14-point Upperman lead on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and get your vehicle serviced by their highly trained professionals. Right now, you can save money on oil changes, regular maintenance, and battery installation. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
.421 to go in the first half. Upperman's lead is 14. Livingston started this on a huge run, rained in a couple of threes, some free throws alongside of it, but Upperman has answered with a 3 and a free throw of their own. It'll be Livingston basketball working right to left. We're in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. Coverage is presented by the Overton County Farm Bureau and Gentry's Power Equipment. I'm Noah McKay. It's Craig Cantrell. Madison McKay is producing to our right. She's really producing 3 broadcasts tonight. A drive inside, shot thrown up, good. Tough-looking shot for Sam Birch, and he has 7 in the quarter.
Good little baseline move, that short corner jumper. People don't shoot it very much anymore, and Birch just pulls up and knocks it down.
Colton Johnson, power dribbles inside, puts it up, good and one. Colton Johnson using that wingspan to get around the defense, and he'll go to the line looking for 3.
And Baylor Barnes has picked up his 3rd. The second time Johnson's done that, just holding the defender with one hand and just kind of keeping him away. And then that was kind of a little scoop underhand type shot, got it to go.
Cardenas checks in, and that gets a ovation, a little size off the bench for this team as Johnson misses the freebie. He has the rebound. Under 4 to play. That one tipped out of play by Bush. It stays with Livingston.
Yeah, Emiliano, he's about 6'3". He's a good-sized kid, and he's just going to get better as he goes along.
Sideline inbound here for Livingston. On the run, grabbed by Ray. It's poked from behind. It ends up with his teammate, though, Huddleston. Huddleston tries to drive in, reverses back. Quick trigger 3. That one's no good. Rebound loose. Maynard wrestles it away. Here comes Upperman's Ty Cobb. Cobb into the front court. Shrugs off a defender. Now picks up. Sends it to Maynard. Maynard over to Bush. Bush to Johnson on the baseline. He'll hop it back out. Maynard lines up the top of the key 3. That one's no good. Rebound down. Cardenas lost it out of play. It's going to stay with Upperman.
Yeah, just kind of lost his balance trying to stay in bounds and keep the basketball in bounds and couldn't do so.
Cobb from the baseline to inbound here for the Bees.
Got to watch him getting it back, don't you?
Throws over to Johnson. You absolutely do on those alley-oop plays. Torrance left wide open, no good. Rebound tipped. Bush tipped it right to Johnson. Shot fake, good, and one again. Colton Johnson, a matchup nightmare right now, and he'll go to the line again, seeing if he can convert the three-point play this time.
And again, that strength, that's the difference right now, just the size and the strength and just the power that he shows on everything he does.
And another missed free throw, though, and that's a common refrain for both Upperman teams tonight. Lady Bees struggle mightily. Now a stiff screen. Torrance still on the hardwood. Harris with a drive. He'll reverse back out. Huddleston. Huddleston spins, knocked out of his hands, but a foul. 2 free throws upcoming for Reese Huddleston.
Reese Huddleston playing well for the Wildcats, and he's the one set that screen over there. It was clean. Your teammates got to communicate with you a little bit, because if you don't, you run into those. Got to let them know that screen is there.
It's a second on Collier Bush. 2 free throws here for Reese Huddleston. And he missed that one. 3:07 to go in the half, 33-17, Upperman's lead. And Livingston's had moments like this, the first quarter against DeKalb, where they really get hot and show. Just haven't been able to build that consistency yet across 4 quarters as Huddleston splits them.
Well, they took Watertown to overtime and played really well then.
Cobb drives around the defender into the mid-range. And a foul for something. This one's going to be called on Huddleston. It's his 3rd.
That's the thing that the aggressiveness that Upperman does. It gets the other team in foul trouble. Now 2 of their starters with 3 fouls already here in this first half.
Cobb has uncharacteristically struggled at the line. 1 for 3. He returns to the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. Sonia's watching, an all-inclusive sponsor at UCR. As the first free throw is good. For Cobb, it goes into double figures. Forward checking in here for Huddleston with those 3 fouls.
And Jonathan stepping in. They're 2 completely different games between him and Huddleston. Forward likes to play outside of the 3-point arc. Huddleston likes to get inside and bang with the players inside.
Cobb goes 2 for 2. Still in there, full court press. Harris sends it back over. 17-point lead for Upperman. Livingston still outscoring the Bees in this quarter. But the gap is widening. Here's a drive, a shot thrown up, and that's going to be a travel. Possession back to Upperman. 2:46 to go.
That's what Coach Kennard talks about. You want to win phases is what he likes to talk about. And that they've kind of done this in that second quarter. And that if they can continue to do that, they can get even. It seems like that they're getting closer, but Upperman kind of inching away again now.
2:46 and counting to go in the first half. Upperman's lead is 17. Cobb calmly brings it across into the front court. Works off a Sism screen, triggers the 3, and hits. Ty Cobb from way downtown. Agent Zero getting it rolling for Upperman.
That's just in rhythm, too, when he stepped into that one.
Pass inside Cardenas. Shrugs off a little contact, throws up the runner. No. Rebound tipped out of play, and it'll go to Upperman. And last touch by Harris.
It's a tough shot to make. You think about it, he comes down. He's really not setting – the offense hasn't done much. Just walk down and just fire it up, and he just drained that one.
Yeah, you give him a little space. He's going to take the shot. He walks up again. Sism sets the screen. This time Cobb weaves through traffic. Skies up in the mid-range. 3-level scoring for Ty Cobb.
Yeah, he's kind of feeling it now. He wants to get a little more involved, doesn't he?
10 in the quarter, 16 in the game for Mr. Basketball. Pass back out to Birch. 1:57 to go in the half. Upperman's lead all of a sudden is ballooned back to 22, and now an errant pass stolen away by Finn Sism. Sism ahead to Cobb. Cobb steps into another 3. That's no good. Rebound down. Johnson with it. Second chance for Upperman. Gives to Cobb at the free throw line. I think Ty Cobb's had enough. He reverses left side to Joseph Maynard. His 3 won't go. Rebound tipped by Sism twice. Still loose. Sism with another putback. No, but a foul. And the big junior, Finn Sism, goes to the line for 2.
Just going to work on the offensive glass are the Bees. You talked about their size advantage coming into play right now.
Why are they letting a sub in before 2 free throws? Collier Bush checks in for Ty Cobb, his end-of-quarter breather.
That's a good question, though.
That's not right. Sism flies away the first and hits.
No, it is not.
Things that make you say,
That's it.
Next one for Sism, hit every part of the rim and then fell through. Good, 2 for 2. Upperman's lead is back to 24.
That's soft right there. You got to have that shooter's touch to get it to bounce all over the rim and stay in there.
Weaving through traffic is Sam Birch. Picked up by Bush. Birch throws it over the top to Harris in the corner. Now back out to Ray. Ray fires a pass, and that one's tipped and intercepted by Carmine Phillips. Phillips throws it across to Bush. Power dribble for Collier. Bush puts it up, no. Sism with another rebound, and he's fouled. Just got grabbed on the arm. Carter Harris picks up his second. Finn Sism just hit 2. He's back at the line here.
Got to put everything you can on every pass. If you don't, that's what happens right there. The pass just not strong enough going from one player to the other by Livingston. They step into that passing lane, and they're out to the rim.
First one again for Finn Sism is good. 25-point Upperman lead, 1:10 to go in the half. Stick around during the Happy Heller halftime show. We'll be joined by Dana McWilliams. Lady Bees victorious earlier on tonight. As the next free throw is no good. Rebound down, grabbed by Ray. Ray sends it over right side to forward. Now in Cardenas, touch pass back to Birch. Birch double team. Against the sideline, fires a pass. That one grabbed by Ray. Ray steps into the 3, can't hit, rebound down Maynard. Skies up for another rebound. Joseph Maynard's on double-double watch. Ahead Bush, back to Maynard with a head of steam. Maynard throws the runner up and good.
That's tough right there. You got to stop your body momentum, be able to knock it down on the move. He's able to do so.
And that's each way. A tough rebound as Bush has the steal. Collier Bush with the lay, and now Upperman starting to flex a little bit again.
Yeah, they're beginning to roll now. That defense turning into offense.
Was a good first part of this quarter for Livingston, but tough to keep up that pace against this team as they'll bounce it over to Cardenas in the wing. He fires back out to Birch, 15 seconds. Birch off a screen. Phillips steps to him. 10 seconds now. Birch, tight ropes to stay in the front court, fires it over to Cardenas. He'll put up the jumper, no, but a foul. Finn Sism into the body. It'll be his third. 2 free throws upcoming for Emiliano Cardenas.
Cardenas, he hasn't been to the free throw line a lot for Livingston, but that pretty good pass there in the short corner, just setting up, trying to draw the defense to him, just give him a little room to take a look at it, and he's able to get to the line.
And usually this is a place where Cobb would fly back to the table to check in. He's not going to here, a reflection of the score. As Lofton Crouch checks in, first one for Cardenas is no good. Cardenas takes his time, flies away the next. Can't hit that one, long rebound, second chance for Hawkeye. 2 seconds at the buzzer, nearly hit the lights, no good. That one was higher than we are, and that's tough to do in this gym. When we come back, we'll have the Happy Heller halftime show with head coach Dana McWilliams. Upperman with a commanding 29-point lead at the break. Coverage presented by the Overton County Farm Bureau and Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family. Trusted care right where life happens.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood, or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Legacy House is right here in the heart of Smithville. It's more than a boutique, it's a family story woven into every thread. I'm Amy Allen, and I started this place with my 3 beautiful daughters. We offer timeless pieces that feel both classic and bold. From rich textured clothing to one-of-a-kind accessories, this shop has a perfect mix of heritage with a modern edge. So come on down. You'll find more than just fashion. You'll find a place where legacy and style meet.
Located at 104 West Walnut Street in Smithville, stop by and see their selection Tuesday through Saturday. Legacy House is proud to be an all-inclusive sponsor of UCR.
It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show at the break. Upperman out in front of Livingston 47-18. Trying to sweep the doubleheader for the Bees because the Lady Bees got it done 38-28 over Livingston Academy earlier on tonight. We're joined by Upperman head coach Dana McWilliams. Coach, anytime you come into Hogeye Country and leave with a win, I know it's a good night. Your thoughts on the game as a whole?
Well, I thought we had a really good third quarter. I thought we came out, didn't feel like we were very focused early on, but, it was tied at half, which you kind of expect here, right? And then thought we came out third quarter and really played a little bit more the way we've been playing basketball and kind of separated a little bit. So I was proud of their effort that they could find a way to get it together at half.
Struck me in the fourth quarter, especially after that big third quarter, that it was a protect the lead mode for your team. Was that a reflection of, or just kind of what ended up happening in a rock fight sort of ball game? That
What wasn't from my end, so it just kind of turned into that. It was a very strange game all around in a way. So, I don't really know. I can't answer. I really don't know. It's just one of those games we're just glad to have it over with and moving on to the next one.
Sadie South, you've had 2 big district wins, but she had not been able to get it rolling from the field. She's done a lot of other things for you. She gets it rolling tonight with 15 points to lead you in scoring. How good was it to see it go through the hoop for her a few more times, as she's obviously a big weapon for you?
Yeah, we don't worry about whether she's getting scoring or whatever. She gets a good look. She's going to have a really good chance at making it. And, different teams try to take different things away from our team, and that's one thing we talk about that we're fortunate with. We have a lot of scoring from a lot of different places. So, if they take one thing away, then we can go to the other. And Sadie got some good looks tonight and made some big shots for us.
I guess it's natural in some sorts because you're playing these opponents that you've seen, but these games have gotten very defensive. They've kind of got out of that shootout mode that you're in a little bit in some of those holidays and even before then ball games. What's the comfort level for this team playing in these sorts of games now against these very familiar opponents?
Well, that's the thing is, the scoring's usually a little bit less in games where the coaches know each other so well, the teams know each other so well. So you can take away a lot of, different things from other teams, and they can take away things from you. So, occasionally there's a high-scoring game, but it's not real often. We're glad that feels like this year we've been able to do a little bit of both. If we've needed to score a little bit more, we've put more points on the board, and if we've needed to be a defensive team and have that defensive effort, we've done that as well.
Another player, she only scored 3 points, but Craig was remarking T.T. Carson really kind of leapt off the floor. She got a few offensive rebounds in that third quarter in particular. Her impact, she's entered the starting lineup and really kind of stabilized things, it feels like, at that point guard position for you.
Yeah, TT didn't have a really good first half. I got on to her a little bit at halftime, I motivated her a little bit at halftime, let's say it that way. And TT
coached her a little bit.
Yeah, coached her a little bit, but when she is on and she's in her game, she does just all that little stuff. She gets her hands on all kinds of balls. She gets all kinds of rebounds. She reads the pass. She gets the steal. She finds the right person, and she did all that in the third quarter. In the third quarter, she just looked like the TT that we saw in Greenville and White County, at our game versus White County. Just she was making the right plays, and everybody has a little off game, but I thought she really bounced back from that first half and did a great job.
Maybe a hallmark of a really good player to have a off half and then be able to bounce back within that game, not even string it to another game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, TT's not played very many minutes until this year, and so, a lot of this is new for her. All this is new territory, playing these kind of rivals and this difference. And, she's doing fantastic, and we couldn't be more proud of her. But, we're going to have all of them. We're going to have up and down times, but she made a lot of things happen there in the second half.
Well, good news, Coach. After a win tonight, you've got a very easy one against the number 3 ranked team in the state on Tuesday night at Stone Memorial. It is the high school basketball game of the week. We'll be there for it. Coach, congratulations on the win. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this home with a great location just off Highway 111 on the south side of Cookeville. This home has just over 2,000 square feet, a 2-car garage, and beautiful hardwood flooring throughout. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Turf Masters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turf Masters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Aminette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Again, our thanks to Dana McWilliams for joining us there during the Happy Hiller halftime show. The Southwell Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors, family owned and operated for over 5 decades. The Southwell Auto Clinic service all makes and models. Stop in at 640 South Willow Avenue for your auto repair needs. Noah McKay joined by Craig Cancho in the Upper Cumberland Generators broadcast booth. What an audience on YouTube tonight. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that thumbs up button. 16 points for Ty Cobb, leads all scorers. A quick 8-0 run to open the second quarter for Livingston. They were in the game, the crowd was in it, and then Upperman pulled away, now leading by 29.
Yeah, that's just kind of the mark of a defending state champion. You know, you feel somebody get a little bit closer. It's kind of just flip that switch and go back into the mode that you started the game in. That's what they were able to do.
Livingston basketball opening the third quarter. Baylor Barnes triggers a shot. No. Joseph Maynard with another rebound. He gives off to Ty Cobb, who brings it up into the front court. Cobb over to Jack Torrance. Torrance had 8 points in that first half. Now he'll work it over. Collier Bush now to Jack Torrance. Torrance to Maynard on the way. Maynard skips it back to Bush. Bush throws it over to Maynard. Maynard spins it back out. Bush thought about the three. Instead, one dribble, throws up the tough runner. That's no good. Rebound down. Grabbed by Hayden Ray. Here comes Livingston. Ray, high dribbles into the front court. He'll spin it back out. Harris lines up the three. That one won't go. Cobb of the box out. Race for the rebound. Knocked out of play. And it'll go to the Bees.
Pretty good box out there by Ty Cobb. He was battling with Baylor Barnes. Baylor just trying to slip around him. Made Cobb work to try to keep him away from the ball, but Barnes knocks it out of bounds.
I'll tell you, one thing about Durward Vaughn Memorial Gymnasium is I never quite feel safe up here at the top of the bleachers as we shake around as Torrance has it left side for Bush. Now back Torrance. Back to Bush. But a historic gym nonetheless as Torrance drives, throws up the right-hand runner. No, long rebound down. Both teams cold from the field to start this frame.
Yeah, I think it's still pretty solid up here. It does turn 50 this year, I guess, doesn't it? Opening 76.
I don't know if solid is the word I would describe, but we're here as Maynard on the outlet loads up and two-hand jam. First dunk of the game. We figured it would come early and often. It does now for Joseph Maynard.
And what about that? Just one step right into it.
Now on the other side, Harris with a little shot. No. Maynard, Johnson, and Cobb can all dunk. How about 2 for 1? Another one for Joseph Maynard.
That was just instant replay, wasn't it? Took the one step, two hands it.
Huddleston behind the back, blocked out of play, knocked away by Johnson. and the crowd chirps him, and he turns back with a smile. He's talking about his football recruitment. NC State had somebody here tonight to talk to him. They've offered him. Pickett County on the SK Creation scoreboard with a narrow 6-point lead over Clay County with 2:27 to go in Salina tonight.
It's going to be fun down there.
No doubt. And a foul for a bump on Joseph Maynard to be his first, team's first.
So he's got a chance. He could move on, play Sunday somewhere, couldn't he?
He is, if nothing else, he's going to have the chance to play pretty much wherever he wants at the next level. And then from there, sky's the limit. But at 6'5", 235 pounds, that is a prototypical size for a big-time football player, as the three is good for Hayden Ray. Lines up the deep Twin Lakes tractor three.
I told you he's got unlimited range as a freshman. He'll step way out behind the line as that one was.
Baseline feed to Cobb, who puts it in with the right hand. Ty Cobb up to 18 points.
Again, he had to power through the contact. Reese Huddleston was right there on his arm, and he's able to go through it and score the layup.
Here's a drive for Huddleston, and he puts it up and in. Reese Huddleston with a quick run out, and he's the first Wildcat into double figures with 10.
Well, he's stepping up and playing a good game tonight for Livingston Academy. I think that three kind of got him fired up, and he's continuing to do it.
Cobb throws over his head to Torrance, who's fouled on a bump. Sam Birch will pick up his first personal, team second. 5:25 to go in the third quarter. Upperman's lead is 30. Cobb throws it right off of Harris, puts it in, and one. Ty Cobb, that's just a heads-up play. Since the defender turning away, he finishes. They'll call the foul on Barnes. That's going to be his fourth.
Well, Livingston, they're completely trying to take away anything. We talked about dunks. They know that they've got a chance to get dunks on the inbound, so they're completely trying to take that away. But they turn their back squarely in front of the inbounder. Happens so many times. You don't see it a lot, really, but you got to be smart to do it. You got to get established in the court of play, and Cobb's able to do so.
Cobb at the line, flies away, and hits. 21 now for Mr. Basketball. Upperman's lead is 33. Trying to get it to a magic number. Three ball on the way. That's no good. A rebound down to Jack Torrance. Torrance ahead to Maynard. Maynard reverses back Cobb. He lines up the deep three. Can't hit. Collier Bush right there. He's short arm to put back. And wrestled away by Carter Harris. And now we have a whistle and a timeout going to be called. The fourth burned by Livingston Academy tonight. Full timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. 5:04 to go in the third. A 33-point game on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. 5:04 to go in the third quarter. It's 56-23. Upperman with a commanding lead here over Livingston Academy on the road. Noah McKay joined by Craig Cantrell. Happy to be along with you tonight. Having a great time with Craig. Our first time, just the two of us calling a game together, my friend.
It's been fun. I enjoy it.
We absolutely love having Craig on Team UCR with us during football and basketball. Here's a turnover. Torrance gives back to Maynard. His lane, no, but a foul. Carter Harris caught him on the side of the head on the way up. That'll be the third on Harris, and Joseph Maynard to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, and he's just been, you talk about attacking the rim, Joseph Maynard's been doing it. He's got a couple of two-handed dunks, and now this one going to the line, and that's what Upperman's been doing the entire night. It feels like it's a little closer than it is. They've just kind of inched away, and they've made it just a smooth pull away, haven't they?
You know, Maynard was a guy who, before the season started, I said, I think in the first broadcast, they hoped it could turn it into the Robin to Ty Cobb's Batman, and first year starting, he's kind of getting in. The sophomore, he has really started to put it together. And you see his skill set is rare. And you're right, Upperman has started to pull away. Back to a 35-point lead, their largest of the game, as Forward has it here for Livingston. He's going to line up the three and hits.
I told you, he's got good range. He made a couple of threes against DeKalb that got Livingston going.
Quick run out here for Torrance, no good. Rebound knocked out of play. Where's it going? It's going to go to Livingston. Forward, bringing home the Twin Lakes Tractor 3, and the clock is running, which is the best rule in high school sports. 35 plus in the second half. It'll run the rest of the way, and we will head home early.
Yeah,
Weaving through traffic and now losing handle. Johnson with the rebound. Dangerous pass. Maynard over to Cobb. He thought about it. Total miscommunication.
A little too much. They wanted to set up the alley-oop, which the crowd would have loved, especially on this side. But I think that they thought Cobb was not going to give it up. And you would think that. But
They hit that against Sparta, where they went back and forth and Cobb threw the alley-oop to Maynard. They were looking for it again there, and I don't think Bobby McWilliams liked it very much because immediately Cobb, Maynard, and Torrance got checked out. He was not pleased. Forward has it left side. No, you dunk it. No, you dunk it. You dunk it. You dunk it. Which also, that play is why the complete clowns who post, when we post a Ty Cobb highlight that he's a ball hog or something, Exhibit A through Z right there. No.
Like I said, I've seen him once. He's a complete player. I mean, he gets others involved, and that's what makes a complete player, getting your teammates involved.
Crouch brings it up. Ahead to Johnson. Puts it up with the right hand. No. And the thing I always ask is, do you really think he couldn't average 40 a game if he needed to?
Yeah.
I mean, if he really wanted to. He scored 48 in Bristol and was 15 of 20 from the field.
That's impressive there.
Nice shot up. That one's no good with a foul. 2 free throws coming for Reese Huddleston.
It's hard to do that just out playing around, 15 of 20.
Lofton Crouch called for the personal. These young Wildcats, though, this was the interesting thing about this Livingston team is this was going to be a very good freshman class.
Yeah.
Now, they're all playing now every minute, and so they're taking their lumps against these experienced, talented teams, but they are a very talented freshman class, and at the end, here in a couple of years, when they're juniors and seniors, they're going to be very experienced juniors and seniors.
Yes, there's nothing like playing time on the floor, and that's what they're getting, and they're growing from it.
Phillips shot no good. I mean, touch foul. Carmine Phillips. This is a 31-point game. The clock is running. Let's just play, as Phillips going to shoot 2.
And that's the impact there. You're wanting to let these players get better, and you get better by playing better competition, but he just gets number 4 on a touch foul like you talked about.
It'll be no good on the first free throw for Phillips as Ty Cobb back to the table. He'll check in alongside Torrance for Bush and Johnson. Senior Carmine Phillips, prolific running back on the basketball team this year, finishing out his high school career.
How many seniors do they have?
Not as many as people would like them to. Phillips is a senior, Torrance is a senior, and Bush is a senior. Everybody else back again next year.
Back again.
Work it over left side, little head fake. Drive the lane, right-hand runner. Nice looking shot for Ray, won't go. Sissom has the rebound, loose. Diving on the floor, everybody's loose. Ball's punched around. Crouch, can he save it in? No, his foot was on the line when he jumped. It'll stay with Livingston Academy.
So what you're saying is Bobby's got it rolling.
Bobby's got it rolling, no doubt. And the reality is, Craig, as long as number 0 is wearing black and gold, they're going to have a chance to be a factor at the top of the state. Left side, long 3 for Ray. No good, rebound down. Cobb brings it up. Works it over to Torrance. Back to Cobb. Skies up and lays it in.
And that's the ability of a good player. That he wanted the dunk. That's what was on his mind going all the way down. It was taken away, but just that little finger roll right at the rim, just go over the top of the rim and lay it right in.
Score update on the SK Creation scoreboard, 23-21. Cookeville with the lead over Warren County. That would be a huge win for Cookeville if they could get it. Losers are 3 straight in the district. Here's forward for 3. That's no good. Sissom has the rebound. Gives it off to Cobb. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Upperman's lead is 34. Right side Crouch. Drives down the baseline. Spins. Finds an outlet with Phillips. Over to Torrance. Lines up the 3. That's no good. Sissom with a rebound. Finn Sissom tips it to himself. Now back out Phillips. Over to Torrance again. Makes the adjustment and hits. JET with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate 3.
His second 3 of the night. The first one didn't go. You don't think about it if you're a shooter. Just line it up and shoot it again.
A drive, left-hand lay won't go. It was too late anyway. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Running clock into the fourth. Upperman 64, Livingston 27. This is high school basketball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment and the Overton County Farm Bureau on the Watson Chevy UC Art Media Network.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know high. There's a buzz in the air and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Aminette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
Tom going to bring it up into the front court here, 64-27. Upperman in front of their arch rival Livingston Academy. Colton Johnson fires it back out to Cobb, works it left side. Bush, he steps into the three. That's no good. A rebound down to Heath Matthews. Matthews bringing it up here for Livingston Academy as they've started to empty the bench here early, hoping Upperman will do the same. They will at some point, no doubt. As Griffin gives back, now Kaufman.
Zone defense right now by Upperman, but they're really extending it. Here we go.
A steal for Cobb. He shrugs off one defender, drives in, and lays it up and missed the layup. Johnson got the rebound, though. Second chance for the Bees. Johnson skips it back out to Maynard. I love the student sections. Just giving it to him as Bush lines up the three and hits. Collier Bush. It's the Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate three.
That's what high school's about, isn't it? The student section just getting into it, getting after each other.
No doubt.
That's what makes it fun.
That one's stolen away. Here's Ty Cobb. Get your cameras ready. And he missed the dunk. And now the students will really be on him. Count on one hand the amount of times that's happened the past couple of years for Cobb as he missed that one. They're chanting overrated. Now that's a dumb chant. We got to have accurate chants. That's one thing he's not. Here's a baseline drive. He'll skip it back out. Top of the key. Matthews. I'm a fan of the creative chants.
Yeah. Have fun with them. Coach McWilliams probably got somebody ready for him to come out, so he won't want to end it on that note, will he?
He wants an exclamation point as Cardenas able to save it in. Second chance for Livingston. Three ball on the way. That one's no good. Rebound down. Colton Johnson just skies up to grab it.
That size. They've just got impressive size to the Upperman Bees.
Maynard works it over right side. Yeah, they don't have any towering players besides Mills, who doesn't play a ton at 6'7", as it swiped away. But they're very long and tall throughout their lineup. The right-hand pass. Now a skip over Cardenas, swiped away by Cobb. Now it's a foot race again for Cobb. Defender's in front, so he lays it in with the right hand.
Smart decision.
And timeout just for subs. Cobb at 25 points. I think that will be it for him tonight. Well below his season average of 32 a night. Again, we talked about earlier, a lot of their blowouts, all of his lowest scoring games are in blowouts.
Yeah.
Maynard checks out.
Like you said, get other people involved in those games.
Now working it over is Matthews. He'll get back. Everybody's going to play in this game. Matthews has it right side. Upperman's lead is 42. That one nearly swiped in a foul. Who's it going to be on? Drayden Allen got hooked up with Matthews. They're going to call Allen for it.
I'm going a little 2-3 here in this fourth quarter for the Bees.
I'll just say, for my sanity, it's a good thing this isn't a really close game because we've had some calls tonight that have been doozies. That pass tipped into the air. Torrance has it, sends it ahead to Crouch. Crouch gathers, block attempt, disrupts the shot as it's knocked out of play, and it'll go to Livingston Academy. Under 5 minutes to go with a running clock.
And it's kind of funny. They let one go there that could have been an easy call on a foul there.
They are restarting the stream over on UCR3 tonight. This was a connection issue evening, unfortunately. Cameron Hughes is on the case. He'll be up as quick as possible. Fired over right side. Now Kaufman steps through, swiped by Case. It's still loose. Ricochets out of play. He'll stay with Livingston. 4:23 to go.
I mean, Cobb over 2,000, is that what I read?
He passed 2,000 points in Bristol. It took him less than a season to score 1,000 points. He has a chance at the rate he's on, especially depending on how many games they play, as this one goes out of bounds, certainly to get to 3,000, he's way on pace for that. But to get real high on the all-time scoring in this state.
Sounds like you've looked that up. Who is the all-time?
The name I couldn't tell you, but it's about 3,500 points. As Drayden Allen sends it over, Kingston Mills. Now, if Cobb gets a little closer, I'll be able to tell you the name real quick. As Case goes in, gets the rebound, saves it in. It goes right to Livingston's Heath Matthews. Matthews into the front court, drives to the baseline. Now back out. Works it over the left side. Gunner block. Dawson Mullins to the table. I believe that would be everybody in uniform tonight for the Bees. Livingston's had everybody play as well. They check down the bench.
Livingston round wanted Copeland to shoot that three. The Livingston bench, they were up ready to celebrate if he made it.
Copeland, yeah, you got to shoot that. Now an errant pass. It'll be a backcourt violation. Nearing 3 minutes to go. They are back live over on Upper Cumberland Reporter 3. Cameron Hughes is on it. They had to bring that connection down.
Cameron's good, isn't he?
He's really good.
He's good what he does.
We found him at the middle of football season, and he filled a huge void. And I asked him if he would go a long way away to McMinnville tonight, and he was game for it. We appreciate his efforts. That's a bright young kid. He's going to do something in this field. We're going to try to help him. Outside three ball on the way for Livingston. Good. There it is. They wanted it. Jacob Copeland splashes home the Twin Lakes Tractor three.
That shows that the bench thinks he can make those.
Dawson Mullins on the other side. Good. Asanya Rao with American Way Real Estate three.
Then, Coach, I can answer him here, talking to Coach McWilliams.
Now a drive inside, a spin. That one's stolen away. Mullins in transition. Defender there. Mullins contorts, can't finish. Block tips the rebound out. This one grabbed. Allen sends it back to Mullins. Now Case on the drive and kick. Mullins looking for another one. Lines up the three. That one won't go. Rebound ricochets down and gathered by Ryder Kaufman.
Now Livingston, they'll see Upperman one more time. Now you got to move on to the next one, which is Cumberland County. And you talked about Cumberland County. They kind of play a little style like Livingston does, don't they?
So it's very interesting. Cumberland County, they're known for their running gun. They want to get after it, shoot a bunch of threes, and then they didn't on Tuesday for some reason. I would anticipate that will be a wide open basketball game, so it'll be a lot of fun to call. As Mills gives back. Now a collision we play on because there's 90 seconds to go in a blowout. Upperman leads by 42, and you're right, this district, there's not a whole lot of intrigue as Mills with the block as he leaps up, swats it away, and then we'll have a foul.
Essentially, the intrigue is for second place.
Exactly, but when you look at it, Craig, the other district, this district's a pretty big favorite in a lot of those matchups in the region tournament. So a 5-team district, 4 teams get into that region, and for Livingston, despite going to fall to 0-13, if you can pick off a couple of district games, and obviously it's a tournament sport, 3 ball for Allen, no good, 1 minute to play, you're going to have a chance. And so that's the measuring stick right now is not Upperman. They dominated, even the relatively close score against Cumberland County. The game was never close. They blew out White County. They've blown out Livingston. That game against Cumberland County is going to be very interesting for Livingston on Tuesday night.
They just need to win. These young Wildcats, that would mean so much to their whole career.
Mills inside, muscles it up. Kingston Mills on the board for the first time.
Talk about that 6'7". You can't coach 6'7", can you? You got to be blessed with that.
And the kids at home, Craig, they're going nuts for the 6'7" trend. I don't know if you know what that one is, but it's a whole thing. My nephew, I'm sure, is going crazy for it. Mullins lines up the three.
Tell him I'm happy to set him up.
There you go. There's a whole chant for it now. My nephew Carson taught it to me.
Oh.
I forgot it now, but the 3 ball on the way, that one's no good. 5 seconds left for Livingston as that one's saved in. Case has it 2 seconds, and that will do it. Upperman handles business on the road tonight. Final score, Upperman 74, Livingston 30. As we welcome you into the Thompson Machinery and Cat Rental Store post-game show. Pretty much what we figured would happen tonight, Craig. Not a whole lot of drama in this game. Both teams moving on to the next one.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now the Upperman Bees, they've got to go out and focus, and they've got to get ready for a big one coming up with Stone Memorial, a team that's very athletic also. They got a couple of dunks when they played Livingston last week, and that's going to be an interesting matchup. Stone can match up with Upperman inside, like you've talked about so many times during the game. The difference is probably going to be Ty Cobb. You can't match up with Ty Cobb. You just got to try to make everybody else slow down a little bit.
That will be the high school basketball game of the week on Tuesday, presented by Mayberry's Furniture. Stone Memorial, they went and handled business against White County earlier this week. It's going to be a fun boys matchup as well. Let's go through the scoring from the game. First for Livingston Academy, and we'll just go down the line. 4 points for Carter Harris, 1 for Baylor Barnes, 3 for Heath Matthews, 3 for John Forward, 11 for Reese Huddleston, 3 for Jacob Copeland, and 8 for Hayden Ray, for a team total of 30. For the Upperman Bees tonight, Ty Cobb with 25 points, 11 apiece for Joseph Maynard and Jack Torrance, 10 tonight for Colton Johnson, 1 for Carmine Phillips, 3 for Dawson Mullins, 2 for Kingston Mills and 3 for Finn Sissom, for a team total of 74. It's time for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Craig, it's pretty easy tonight.
It gets a little easier on the boys' side, doesn't it? As Ty Cobb, I bet he's won it a lot.
He's won it a whole lot. And now his third season.
Yeah, he's going to be it again. He just, like I said, I haven't seen him live that much, but I like to watch him play. He's smooth and he's smart. He doesn't put himself in situations where there might be some kind of little freak injury happen. He's always taking care of his body, and he's getting the other players involved. Then when he needs to, he just kind of takes over, and that's kind of what he did tonight. And he's going to be our Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game.
Ty Cobb is indeed once again. Livingston falls to 0-13 on the season, 0-2 in the district with the loss there. Next game is against Cumberland County. Here on the road. On the road at Cumberland County on Tuesday night. Of course, that will be a broadcast game. Upperman, they will be on the road as well at Stone Memorial. They're 17-4 now on the season, 3-0 in District 7 3A. Stone Memorial just a half game back. We will see that matchup on Tuesday night.
You talk about being high up here, not close to Stone Memorial.
Not even close. That one's a little sturdier, though. It's a little less shaky there. Well, I had a great time with you tonight, Craig Cantrell. We had a ball. We appreciate him at UCR, the voice of Livingston Academy, as we broadcast every Livingston Academy game the rest of the year. That'll do it for us. Don't forget, tomorrow, 4:30, Pickett County Girls against Webb out of Bell Buckle, and over on 106.1 The Eagle, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock as Tennessee Tech welcomes in Morehead State. Keep your eyes on UpperCumberlandReporter.com for the latest coverage of high school sports throughout the area, including tomorrow, a brand new UC Top 5, and there will be a brand new #1 ranked team in the Upper Cumberland. Use your context clues. You could probably figure out which girls' team that will be. The Lady Bees got it done earlier on tonight. That's what we call a segue right there. 38-28 over Livingston, and the boys ended the game with a 74-30 victory for the Bees. I'm Noah McKay for Craig Cantrell to my left, Madison McKay on camera, and everybody at UCR. We say so long from Hog Eye Country.